Nashville, Tennessee, on a night will crown a national champion. For the first time ever, the Music City is hosting the FCS title game. And for the first time ever, two schools who've taken very different roads to get here will meet. Illinois State and Tommy Rittenhouse, a giant killer, shocking top seed North Dakota State en route to 4 road victories. And Justin Lamson and Montana State navigating a field that included arch rival Montana in the brawl of the wild. 60 minutes from glory. It's the 2026 FCS National Championship game, and it's next.
It's the big stage at the end of Broadway. Crown the king of the boys of fall.
We are not done yet.
So look out, Twangtown, here we come. Time to find out who's number one.
Nashville, baby! Better get those play tickets!
And no rest till we get to the best of the FCS.
How about the
First Bank Stadium on the campus of Vanderbilt University. A perfect night for football. Slight chill in the air, temperatures in the low 50s, maybe a little wind, but no better way to decide a champion. And alongside Texas Hall of Famer Sam Acho, Howard University and MEAC Conference and Black College Hall of Famer Jay Walker, Kevin Connors, thrilled to be with you for this incredible matchup tonight. Acho, you played in a national championship, the 2010 BCS championship. What are these players feeling right now?
Surprisingly, the players feel a lot of peace right now. They believe that they belong in this opportunity. You have two teams that have earned the right to be here, so there's not stress, there's confidence.
You know, one thing about FCS football's a little bit more intimate, a little bit more close to home. You play for the love of the game. And the boys playing FCS, or formerly 1AA football, they've been settling on the field for a long time, and tonight they'll crown a national champion.
And both of these schools have national championship game experience, but in recent years, both programs have been foiled by a familiar foe. 2014, Carson Wentz threw for a score and ran for one, led North Dakota State past the Redbirds. And 2021 and 2024, Montana State was knocked off by the Bison. Bobcats great Tommy Mellott was injured early in the 21 game. Last season, Brent Vigen's team came up short again. This season, the mantra has been unfinished business. Montana State's road here, business-like in playoff victories over Yale, Stephen F. Austin, and Montana. Defensively, they lead the Big 12, or rather the Big Sky, in most major defensive categories. As for Illinois State, they've been road warriors, but of course, done it with a long, strange trip that included a convincing win at Southeastern Louisiana to begin the run. Then the upset of the FCS playoffs, a 1-point victory in Fargo over North Dakota State. No letdown the following week at UC Davis. And then in the semis, a convincing blowout of Villanova, earning them a trip here to the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. In all, the Redbirds have covered 8,132 miles on this journey. Hammond, Louisiana, to Fargo, North Dakota, Davis, California, West Philadelphia, PA, and now Nashville. Jay, all the momentum that's come with those wins, what tangible impact might that have in this game tonight?
Well, I think if you're head coach Brock Spatt, you realize defense travels. And if you want to win a championship, you have to have a championship caliber defense, and that's what the Redbirds have. If they can continue to bring that defense anytime, anywhere, any place, that's why the Redbirds have had success and have a chance for history tonight.
No team has ever won 5 games away from home en route to an FCS title. Acho, the Bobcats were 60 minutes away from a championship last season. They have been here before, generally the bridesmaid. Why might tonight be different?
Well, two reasons. Number one, you said defense travels. Well, it seems like all the people from Bozeman travel for this game. It seems like a home game for the Bobcats. It's outstanding when it comes to some of the fans that have traveled. But more than anything, it's confidence. This team is playing with an elite level of confidence. They beat their arch rival in the regular season, the Brawl, the Wild. They beat them again in the playoffs. So there's no doubt when it comes to the Montana State team.
Maybe a little chip on their shoulder, maybe some unfinished business to do here. They are double-digit favorites entering this game. Tonight, Illinois State, Montana State, 13 consecutive wins for the Bobcats, tied for the longest in program history. And again, Illinois State, a Cinderella school, arriving in this game. It is a family affair here in Nashville for both teams. When we come back, we'll hear from the Niekamp family. Dad Travis, synonymous with Illinois State football, and now coaching his boys Ty and Dexter. They'll share with Sam what this moment means to them. Plus, we'll hear from the Dowler boys, Taco and Caden, twin brothers, stars on opposite sides of the ball, how they're approaching another shot at history coming up next. We are back. What a moment tonight for Travis Niekamp, former player at Illinois State, longtime Redbirds defensive coordinator, and on the human side, a dad coaching sons Ty and Dexter. What a moment for Travis Niekamp.
Sometimes Coach Niekamp comes out and he has to yell at his sons a little bit more than he would like to try and push them. There's always more to give and there's more to get going, and there's probably some frustrations on the sons' part, which is understandable. They've made it easy for me with our relationship as father-sons. They do handle the coaching very well. Sometimes it's not always fair the way that they get treated by me, and I sound like I'm an absolute monster, but I can be sometimes just because of the expectations and the demand that we need to have.
It's as unique a relationship as there is in college football. And you see what the Niekamp brothers have done. Both linebackers, 48 tackles during the regular season for Dexter. Ty Niekamp, 155, second best in all the FBS. And moments ago, Sam caught up with Ty and Dexter Niekamp.
So I'm here with the brothers, Ty Niekamp and Dexter Niekamp, and I got a chance to play in a national championship. You all are on the heels of a national championship. First question, who's the better athlete in the family?
So I might have to go with myself, but everyone you're going to ask is going to say Dexter, but I'm going to have to go with myself on this one.
All right, so Dexter, I'm going to ask you, who's the better athlete between you and your brother?
I got to go with myself. I mean, my dad said it to me multiple times that he's even told it to him that I'm the better athlete. So we'll let the people be the judge of it. But yeah, I'm going with myself.
Well, your dad is the defensive coordinator for the team. What is it like playing for your dad?
I mean, it's been awesome. I mean, there's some days where it's really tough, where you're getting yelled at and it really sucks. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's really special. I mean, we're playing a national championship together. It's awesome.
This opportunity in a national championship, Dexter, your last game of the season, y'all lost by 30 points. What did you think after that loss?
I mean, it was a tough time in the locker room because, I mean, we went from being maybe a seed to almost not getting in. So there's definitely a mental warfare with, like, all the guys just staying locked in. But as soon as we saw we got in, like, we got a chance because we knew the potential that we had. So it was tough, but, I mean, you know, we got over it now. Now we're here, so it was awesome.
And part of that journey was beating North Dakota State, a perennial powerhouse. Ty, what was the message to you as one of the leaders, a three-time All-American, to your team before that game?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is anything's possible, but people always want to say, why won't it be us? It is going to be us. That's kind of our mentality going into that game. It was going to be us the whole time. It's not why not us. It is us. And then, I mean, we went in there, we played our tails off and played a great game and ended up winning it. So.
And Dexter, what are your thoughts about that game?
I mean, it was awesome, great experience. I mean, we made history. I hadn't beat them in a while. So, I mean, looking back in how many years, even next year, it'd be awesome to look back and enjoy those moments once again.
Well, now you are at the moment, minutes before kickoff of a national championship game. I'll start with the message to each other, then I'll go to the message to the team. What is the message that you have for your little brother before you play in a national championship?
Enjoy it. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, we walked into this place, it was rocking already, and it's just going to keep getting more crazy. It's one of those things you don't know when you're going to be back. It's hard to get here. It's not easy. We put in all these weeks, and just enjoy this moment and play your best.
And Dexter, what's your message to Big Bro as you get ready to play in a national championship?
Just play like you can play, and everything will work out, and we'll like the outcome.
And then to the team, three-time All-American, a leader of the team, and I'll ask both of you guys, what is the message to the team as you get ready for this game?
I think it's similar. Enjoy the moment, but at the same time, like, take one play at a time. This is a big moment. Bad things are going to happen in this game. Guess what? Move on. It's going to be all right. It's a 70-play game. As long as if you make one mistake, you'll be fine. As long as you play the rest 70. So it's just one of those things where it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, and we're really excited.
Awesome. Dexter, what about you?
I would just say, I mean, go out there, enjoy the moment, yes, but take one play at a time and just play with as much effort and take one play at a time, and the outcome will take care of itself if you do that.
Well, we're excited to watch you guys play. Thanks again, and congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you, Casey.
Nacho, great stuff. What a story, the Niekamp family. Quite a night for Mom Tracy as well, as it must be for the Dowler family. Ready to watch twin brothers Taco and Caden battle for a championship, as they did as youngsters growing up in Billings through their high school years at Billings West High School as well. Our Stormy Bonatoni caught up with the Dowler boys moments ago.
Well, Taco, I know this is your second time around being back in the national championship. First time getting to do it with this guy on the field too, though. How different has this felt?
It's different. It's just a lot different. I wouldn't want to share the field with anyone else other than this guy right here.
What has this been like for you after missing the opportunity a season ago to have the opportunity to be out here?
Yeah, just so special. I mean, it's the people that I'm surrounded by that make it so special, and no place I'd rather be.
I know coming out of the semifinal game, there were some questions about your health and whether or not you would be able to be here. How exciting is it to know that you're good enough to go?
It's awesome. I mean, it's a blessing to even be able to step onto this field with my best friends, with my brothers, to finish off what we started. It's going to be awesome.
How would you describe the vibe and kind of the energy of the team coming into today?
Yeah, I think we're calm. I think we're calm and confident. It's another football game, and if you simplify it to be another football game, then hopefully we get it done.
Okay, I think a lot of people at home that might not be familiar with your story might not know that Taco is not your real name. It is McLean. Has anyone ever called him that, though?
McLean? No.
I heard a rumor that your nickname was Burrito for a short time, but that didn't last.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's true.
It didn't last because Taco's kind of a stupid nickname anyway, so why would someone want to be called Burrito?
How'd you stick with Taco then? What went into this decision?
I don't know. I was like one or 2 years old. I don't know. Lucky, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's stuck and it's been fantastic. Thank you guys both so much, and good luck today, okay?
Thank you.
Outstanding stuff, Stormy. And there is a look at Caden Dowler. The very definition of perseverance. 2 torn ACLs, the arm injury, but no chance. The Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year was going to miss this one tonight. And younger brother Taco, younger by 1 minute. His 87-yard touchdown catch last week might just be the biggest play in the history of Montana State football. When we come back, we will hear from the head coaches, Brent Vegan and Brock Spack, 20 minutes away from coaching in the biggest games of their lives.
An incredible performance. Are you not entertained? Unbelievable. There will be a new champion.
The college football playoff semifinals begin Thursday and continue Friday.
CFP semis on the way. We'll crown a champion tonight at the FCS level. Tommy Rittenhouse, 36 touchdown passes. Jay, where is he most dangerous?
Well, he's like a small version of Baker Mayfield. He's explosive. He's electric. You never know when he's going to strike, but when he strikes, he's a football player. He can hurt you throwing the football and running the football.
His favorite target is Daniel Sopkowitz, 18 receiving touchdowns, more than any other FCS player. What makes him so tough to defend?
Size, and he trusts his quarterback. Before the game and all the pregame, they must have taken 50 snaps just doing broken play drills. They have a heartbeat or a pulse of this community, and he's a big play receiver at 6'3".
Stormy has more with Redbirds head coach Brock Spack.
Well, Coach Spack, I know a lot of people on the outside looking in might have used words like underdog or Cinderella coming into this game. Not though, and you have believed since day one this season this team could be here. Why?
Just our makeup, mentally, and our toughness. I think this team's pretty tough. They could fight to adversity. Every football season has adversity, and we're able to navigate through that and get ourselves in the tournament. And then, we play good on the road. So I thought we would be a pretty tough out, and it came to fruition. That's great.
Yeah, 4 straight games on the road this postseason run, not too bad.
No, we're playing basically an NFL season. This is game 17 for these guys, so it's been quite a challenge, but our players have done a great job with it.
Thank you for this. Good luck today.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Acho, to go on this type of magical run, you had better get contributions from all over the place. What makes this group so well-rounded?
They're a complete team. They do it on offense, defense, and special teams. And it's not just the stars. It's some of the other players. Dylan Lord's a walk-on, wide receiver, 5'9", 185. Watch us move at the top of the route to beat the defender. And yes, you're going to see the ball go down the field often, but it's not just to the guy who scored 7 touchdowns the last 3 games, Sopkowitz. It's number 4 as well, Lord. But also defense. This is Dexter Niekamp, not Ty Niekamp, a 3-time All-American. This is versus North Dakota State, a perennial powerhouse. That was a critical force fumble that helped change the trajectory of the game, forced and recovered by Illinois State. But not just offense or defense, special teams. Watch this kickoff return, but first, before the return, watch the double team at the 50-yard line, throwing guys to the ground. Everybody on that field is focused on the return. This is going to be a touchdown, but don't just focus on the touchdown. Let's rewind it just a little bit. Go back to that double team effort. So this is Chris Taylor, number 28, who's going to return it. We're going to see a double team by number 0, Jamarcus Smith. He throws him to the ground, gets an extra block, number 11, pushing him out, and all of a sudden, 100 yards later, it's going to be a touchdown on special teams. So the reason that Illinois State is winning is not just the stars or the studs, it's all players on all 3 phases.
In a lot of ways, a Cinderella team to get to this point. This run that they've gone on in these FCS playoffs has been magical, landing them here in this championship game where they will take on a Montana State team that may be as good as any in all the FCS. Adam Jones, Acho, the only active FCS underclassman to run for 1,000 yards each of the past 2 seasons.
And it's not just him, it's 2 running backs. Both Adam Jones and Julius Davis are both over 1,000 yards. So a 2-headed monster running back and a quarterback that can run it as well.
How does Davis complement Jones?
Well, they do a great job of complementing each other. One of them is more physical, another one is more receiving out of the backfield. And so when you have a dominant offensive line, it doesn't matter who's lined up behind them.
Well, Bobcats head coach Brent Vigen recruited, coached, and developed Josh Allen. But I don't think they want to throw it like Josh Allen does tonight, Jay. What makes this rushing attack so dynamic?
Well, I mean, you mentioned they've got 2 guys that have rushed for over 1,000 yards. So you got 2 killers, as we like to say, guys that go out there and kill defenses. But how do they do it? It's the ability to get a hat on a hat. Right now, they're outnumbered. They have to run uphill. This is when you have to be physical. Make one guy miss, then find a crease and have the power to stay on balance to get the run to pick up positive yards. They were not supposed to be able to run a positive yardage football play against an 8-man front, but some athleticism and some strength, and that tells you why that you've got a great dual threat in terms of Julius Davis, the power guy. So you're going to have the power, right? But every now and then, you need power, you need speed, you need finesse. What's Adam Jones going to see right now? Well, the number count is not to his advantage, but watch the speed and the ability to get outside the vision, and I'm just going to beat you to the corner. I'm faster than you. You don't have anybody on the field that can touch me. Power, speed, thunder, lightning. That's why they have 2,000-yard rushers, and that's why they're the number 2 ranked team in the country.
They had 3,000-yard rushers last season, 2 this season. It's been a terrific run for Montana State. Stormy spoke moments ago with head coach Brent Vigen.
Well, Coach Vigen, you talked to us a lot this week about the weight that last year's team felt when they came into the national championship. How different is the approach and mentality for this year's team?
I think it's just a new team. This team, I think, is embodied, want to know every opportunity, maybe more so than the previous group. There's maybe a youthful nature to that. We only have 9 seniors, so maybe the finality is a little bit different. But I've loved this team's approach all the way through. We've continued to get better, and we'll have to play our best today.
How much have you thought about what your final message will be to this group before you take the field?
Oh, quite a bit. You want to hit that note. But ultimately, it's, players playing how they've played, coaches coaching how they coached. If we're the best version of ourselves today, I think we'll like the way it looks.
Thank you. Good luck today.
Thanks a lot.
He coached in this game last year. He'll do it again tonight. The Redbirds taking the field here in Nashville, Tennessee. 11 minutes away from kickoff on ESPN. Montana State taking the field, eyeing their second championship. Ryan McGee has more on the long road to this point for both of these programs.
In today's college football, we seem to always be searching for something that feels real, an old school game we can still relate to. Well, I bring good news. Your search ends today in Nashville.
He's got it! What a response by Illinois State!
You want Normal? Illinois State is located in the town of Normal, Illinois. The Redbirds have played football since 1887, but have never celebrated a national title. They nearly derailed the North Dakota State dynasty, but came up 2 points short. A win today would finally rewrite their football identity.
Here in Montana, it's the Cats who reign supreme.
You want throwback mountain man tough? Then let's take it to the Rockies and Ranches of Montana State, whose last national title was in 1984, the inaugural season of FCS football. You want rivalries? The Bobcats defeated arch nemesis Montana twice in the game with the greatest name in college football, the Brawl of the Wild, then in the FCS semifinals to earn their title shot.
Nashville, better get those plane tickets!
You want a throwback roster? More than 40 state players were raised beneath the big sky, dreaming of being the first in a generation to bring a natty back to Bozeman.
They are back with unfinished business.
So don't call these the little guys or the underdogs or anything that implies that FCS isn't big time. This game and these teams are exactly what college football is all about. Work hard, play hard, and go get that ring.
Montana State won the first ever FCS championship game back in 1984. They're eyeing their second title tonight. Illinois State has never won a championship. Let's send things upstairs to public address announcer Joe Deo.
As we honor our great nation and the men and women serving our country at home and overseas, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats to honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Big Red Marching Machine and the Spirit of the West Marching Band.
Incredible rendition of our national anthem in this great American city, Nashville, Tennessee. They've come from far and wide to witness this one, the FCS National Championship game. And alongside Brock Osweiler, here is Dave Fleming.
Thanks, Kevin. Good job by you guys setting the table for what should be a great night of football here in Nashville. 2 weeks of waiting after the FCS semifinals. Now we're just moments away from kickoff. Two talented teams, very different paths to get to this game. Illinois State and Montana State playing for a championship tonight in Music City.
not done yet.
So look out, Twangtown, here we come. Time to find out who's number one. Nashville, baby! Better get those plane tickets! Ain't no rest till we get to the best of the FCS. How about the best? Best on best. All time! Of the FCS.
And welcome to the NCAA FCS National Championship game on a beautiful but windy night in Nashville, Tennessee. What a scene. You heard it during the pregame. It is already loud inside this stadium, the home of the Commodores of Vanderbilt. And that's our matchup with a championship on the line. The Redbirds of Illinois State against the number 2 seed in these playoffs, the Montana State Bobcats. How do these two teams get here? Well, go back a couple weeks in the semifinal round. Illinois State beat a Villanova team in Philadelphia that hadn't lost a home game in more than 2 years. Meanwhile, Montana State just an epic rivalry win against the Grizz to make it here to Nashville. And hi, everybody. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bonatoni is with us as well. We love being here for this game. A cool scene. The fans have enjoyed the whole weekend in Nashville, and now we're ready for a ball game. A championship will be crowned tonight, and a really fascinating matchup. On the one hand, you have Montana State. They have turned into a powerhouse at the FCS level. This is their 3rd title game appearance in the last 5 years, but they haven't won a national title in more than 40 years. Will tonight be the night where they get over the hump? And meanwhile, Illinois State, just an incredible Cinderella-style story. They lost their regular season finale by 30. We're in danger of missing these playoffs. Here they are, 4 road wins later, 60 minutes away from their first ever championship.
That's right, Fleming. Without a doubt, it was an improbable and historic playoff run for the Redbirds. None bigger than going on the road, North Dakota State, the number 1 team in the bracket, upsetting them in round 2, and they won 4 consecutive games in the playoffs to get to Nashville tonight. That is an FCS playoff record. The belief and the confidence because of those road victories, especially the one over number 1 North Dakota State, has this team playing with the utmost confidence, which I can tell you as a former player is a very dangerous combination for the Bobcats to deal with tonight. And for Montana State, you go back to week 3 of the regular season, there's arguably no more dominant football team at the FCS level than the Bobcats. They come in tonight on a 13-game win streak. They're top 10 when it comes to scoring offense and scoring defense. When you look at this team in all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams, it is very difficult to find the weak link. I believe that this is Brent Vigen's best chance to win a national title.
Well, you mentioned his name. He's the architect of all this recent success in Bozeman, and he's down on the field with Stormy Bonatoni.
Coach Vigen, this team has worked all year long to have an opportunity back on this stage. What will it take to finish the job today?
Well, just be the best version of ourselves. This group has been resilient, trusted one another, played with incredible focus and effort, and that's really what it takes. Nothing more than we've been, just the best version of what we can be.
Thanks for this. Good luck today.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
And good news for the Cats as well. Caden Dowler, the Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year, is going to be out here today. Good to go after dealing with a right shoulder injury he suffered in the FCS semifinal game. You'll see under his padding, he will have a stabilizing strap-like device to help make it a little bit more comfortable for him. But he told me, especially after missing last year's national title run, nothing was going to hold him out of this one.
All right, thank you, Stormy. Good stuff. Big update and an important one. We'll be watching Caden Dowler all game long. On the other side, Brock Spack. He's been in Normal, Illinois for 17 years. This is his 2nd national title game appearance. Moments ago, Coach Spack in the locker room with his team.
Great effort, great execution, great physicality. And get after this team's ass right from the start. At every phase of the game, okay? You guys have had a great season. Everybody play for each other now and be locked in the game. Be locked in. Be an extra coach in that sideline. Help your teammate. Everybody ready? Yes, sir. All right, follow me. Here we go.
All the waiting is over. Now we get ready for a championship game, and what a run. We've talked about the story, looking for the program's first national championship. unseeded in this tournament, all 4 wins on the road. They took down #1 North Dakota State. Here they are.
It's been a historic run, and in so many ways, you just feel like the Redbirds are a team of destiny. But what I love talking to Brock Spack yesterday, it's the approach he's taken with his football team. He didn't want his messaging to make this football game feel bigger than it is, and because of that, he has his team loose and confident. And he said to us, we didn't come here to participate, we came here to win. And I get the feeling that Illinois State, they are ready to go, and they are ready to prove once again, hey, we might be the underdogs, but we're here to play ball.
It's a very experienced Illinois State team. Montana State, they have some experience, but only 9 true seniors for Brent Vigen. So in some ways, really remarkable that they've been as dominant as they've been. Bobcats won the toss. They have deferred, so they're going to kick off, and it'll be Illinois State that will have the ball first in this football championship game here in Nashville. The FCS season comes to an end here tonight, and the kickoff's going to go deep into that win, which could really be a factor on special teams, maybe the passing game. Chris Taylor, the return man, gets upended across the 20. And that's where the Redbirds offense will start. And their very experienced quarterback, Tommy Rittenhouse, who grew up just a couple miles north of Normal, Illinois, was under-recruited. He's kind of undersized. He's worked his way into being a really good player, one of the greatest quarterbacks they've ever had. A lot of experience starting. School record 36 passing touchdowns this year, second most in FCS. He's thrown for a bunch of yards. He's been resilient. He is the true leader on the offensive side of the ball. And so here we go from Nashville. The first play of the game, a play fake, and Rittenhouse being pressured. He can scramble. He's got some mobility. The ball came out at the end of that play after he got tackled by Cole Taylor. And it rolled out of bounds. Rittenhouse right away has Taylor right in his face. As part of Tommy Rittenhouse's game, we will see him scramble sometimes.
Oh, yes, we will. He has great escapability. One of the things I love most about Tommy Rittenhouse is he's a playmaker. When I turned on the tape this week getting ready for the football game, he reminded me of this mix of, you know, Brett Favre. I see a little bit of Noah Fafita if you've watched Arizona this year. The thing I like most, though, he makes great decisions with the football. He throws with great anticipation and timing.
He's got Victor Dawson, who's had a heck of a playoff, so running back alongside him in the backfield. And Dawson will get his first carry in a nice hole on the right side on a first down run outside the 35. That's been a big part of the formula for the Redbirds.
It certainly has. And that time, Victor Dawson got some help from Dylan Lord in the slot. Number 4 gets a great block. And that's what really springs Victor Dawson to the second level. He has been absolutely electrifying throughout the playoffs. In his last 3 games, he's gone for over 150 all-purpose yards in all 3 of them.
Best game of his career in the semifinal win at Villanova. 11-yard gain there, first down, Illinois State. Rittenhouse takes a shotgun snap. That pressure started to come, but he delivered the ball on time right to Dylan Lord. Made the block on the previous play, makes the catch on this play for another Redbirds first down.
Well, that's all Tommy Rittenhouse. I love the recognition that he has. He has his slot wide receiver matched up on an outside linebacker for Montana State. The Redbirds will win that matchup every single day. Excellent job of Rittenhouse understanding the matchup advantage, getting the football out of his hand. If Montana State continues to play base defense, expect the ball to stay in the air for the Redbirds.
First and 10, just short of midfield. And a good start to their opening drive of this championship game. Dawson gets the carry and trying to get around the corner, gets upended. The defensive backs are good in run support for the Bobcats. That was Brian Meredith.
Yes, they are, Flem. This is a defensive back group for Montana State. They are not afraid to stick their nose in the fire. One of the things that really jumped out to me when I watched film for Montana State getting ready for this game, it's that everybody at the 3rd level for Montana State, the corners, the safeties, everybody's willing to stick their nose in there and tackle. You saw that on the last play.
Second and 10. Rittenhouse A delayed handoff straight up the middle. Dawson, big hole, and Dawson's going to power his way forward into Montana State territory, and enough for another Illinois State first down.
Well, this is just great play call based upon what Montana State's playing. You have a too-high safety defense. You see both safeties deep. There's only one linebacker in the box. That means there's 5 offensive linemen for the 5 defenders. That is advantage offense. Great job of Tommy Rittenhouse getting his offense into the correct play.
Good point by you, because you see that extra offensive lineman right there take out the one linebacker who was in line to make the tackle. So 14 more yards for Dawson. And he's going to get the ball again, this time stacked up right at the line. Bryce Grebe from his linebacker spot made the tackle.
And you're seeing how both these teams want to play. It starts up front for both of them. Illinois State coming out of the Missouri Valley Football Conference, and then Montana State under Brent Vigen. You have to remember, he played at North Dakota State. He coached at North Dakota State. So he understands what it takes to win at this level. It starts in the trenches with the offensive defensive line. And right now, that front 5 for Illinois State, they're really doing a great job controlling the game.
Second down and 9. Pass rush was picked up, going deep toward the end zone, incomplete. Trying to hit his #1 target, a guy who's had a record-setting year. Daniel Sobkovitz has also just had a monster playoffs, was well covered.
Good coverage down the field. I think that was just one of those situations where a quarterback has so much trust in his wide receiver. He's gone on a historic playoff run, 7 touchdowns in the playoffs alone. He leads the FCS with 18. He's a big-time playmaker, but good coverage by the Cats on the last play.
First third down of the game. And it's 3rd and long for Illinois State. Crowd noise is going to be a factor, I think, especially when the Redbirds have the ball. There are a lot of Bobcats fans here in Nashville. Just a 4-man rush and a penalty flag thrown. So before the play started, that's going to be a false start.
False start. Number 67, offense, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I think the crowd's a factor.
The crowd is absolutely a factor. That's an All-American left tackle in Jake Pope. Terrific player for the Redbirds. And that just shows the effect that the Montana State fans are having on the game.
He definitely moved.
Now, when you start talking 3rd down for Montana State, it all starts up front with number 11, Kenny Iden, the All-American defensive end. But they're going to move him from the edge to inside. Defensive coordinator Sean Howe is going to do his best to hide where he lines up Iden.
Playing his final game in a great career. Rittenhouse throws, and that one is incomplete. The Bobcats defense been a little bit on that opening drive, but ultimately they come up with a stop. It's 4th down and long, and the punt team's coming out.
And that's really what Montana State, they've done throughout the playoffs. They've given up some yards, but once the opposing teams cross the 50-yard line, they've done a great job of bowing up, getting off the field. I'm a little surprised by that play call by Illinois State. I would have assumed they would have called more of a guaranteed completion to try to give you an opportunity with 4-down territory, but this is an obvious punting situation.
Hayden Futch, the punter, and a very good return man, Taco Dowler. That was not a great-looking punt. It might work out okay for the Redbirds, though. It'll scoot out of bounds at the 10, so didn't have to be pretty, but it was effective. The Bobcats offense will have it in this national championship game for the first time. Well, Montana State's defense holds, so Justin Lamson, the quarterback for the Bobcats, and the Montana State offense on the field for the first time. Justin's had quite a career. A couple years at Syracuse out of high school, transferred back to his home region of Northern California, played for Stanford, was a rushing specialist at quarterback, wanted a chance to really be the guy. So he came to play for Brent Vigen this year, has had a terrific year, especially as the season has gone on. He's played really well for the most part in the playoffs, and he and the Montana State offense. Out there for the first time, Adam Jones. Very dynamic running back. Play fake to him and a throw short to the tight end who turns it upfield and gets a really good game. Rocky Lencioni with the catch and a Bobcats first down.
I've been really impressed with Justin Lamson as he's gone on this playoff run, specifically in the semifinal game against Montana. I thought his decision-making and accuracy was really on point against the Grizzlies. Coming into this year, prior to his time at Montana State, he was a sub 50% completion guy. Certainly not the case this year.
I mean, you saw those numbers he delivers here to Taco Dowler, who actually went backwards after making the catch. I think he was close to a first down, ends up probably 3 yards short. His first catch of this title game. Taco Dowler had a moment that he and Montana State fans will remember forever in the semifinal win against the Grizzlies.
One of the great all-time plays in the history of Montana State football. Little scramble drill for Justin Lamson, and Taco Dowler, wow, what a play he made in that semifinal.
Jones in the backfield. He'll get his first carry. Cuts it up the middle. Jones, who's got great speed, tackled across midfield. That might have saved a huge gain. Patrick Bauer got him on the turf, but a 17, maybe 18-yard run.
Well, just an excellent job by the left tackle, Braden Zimmer, left guard, Burke Mastel. Just a couple maulers up front for the Bobcats, opening up a gaping hole for Adam Jones. And what a run he has been on throughout the playoffs. In the regular season, average around 6 yards per carry, but in the playoffs, he's over 8 yards per carry.
Might have gotten a little banged up on that carry. Lamson can't get away. Pass rush gets to him. So on first down, Mason Kaplan came through basically unblocked. And a huge loss.
Well, Mason Kaplan, the former quarterback, just on a single dog pressure, and nobody for Montana State accounts for him. This has to be an absolute bust up front. And for the Redbirds, that's exactly what you're looking for. How can you get this Montana State offense off schedule? Well, you bring single dog pressures like that when Montana State's not ready for them, and now they have second and a mile.
Not all sacks are created equal. That was a loss of 13. They bring some pressure here, and the throw out to Dowler. Taco makes a move along the sideline. Taco Dowler got away from it seemed like the whole Illinois State defense and gets the first down.
Taco Dowler, Mr. Reliable, his 34th consecutive game with the reception, and what an excellent job after the catch. But what the thing I really love about it is Justin Lamson understanding it's 2nd and 23. I don't need to try to get it all. Let me get it to my playmaker quickly in space, and you see why Taco Dowler is such a dynamic returner as well as wide receiver.
He ended up getting it all. Gain of 26. On 2nd and long. Meanwhile, Julius Davis nowhere to go, just popped by Jack Dwyer from his safety spot, and the Bobcats lose a yard.
Well, Jack Dwyer's going to get the credit, but it's linebacker Patrick Bauer, 13, that comes up to blow up the blocker to allow Dwyer to come in and make the tackle.
Yeah, our graphic says flag on the field, but I think it's just one of those bright fluorescent yellow mouth guards.
Yeah, that's a mouthpiece on the 30.
It's, you know, it's tough these days in college football. That happens a lot. Now, meanwhile, Bobcats move. So the Illinois State fans
Number 72, offense, 5-yard
maybe
penalty.
making enough noise to force a false start.
It's on the All-American left tackle, Braden Zimmer. He's really had an excellent year for the Bobcats, just a redshirt freshman, but like I said, getting All-American honors. There was a late shift by that Illinois State defensive line, and I think that's what caused Zimmer to jump off sides.
Bobcats aren't used to these negative plays. They took the big sack.
I think they might discuss if this is disconcerting sounds and signals by that defensive front.
Let's see.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 7 minutes, 8 seconds. 7:08, please.
Right, so just a clock issue. They'll keep the penalty on the offense.
It's something to keep an eye on, though, because any quick or abrupt movement by a defensive line signaling the start of a play to an offense is supposed to be flagged for disconcerting signals. Something to keep an eye on to see if this Redbirds defensive line continues to do that.
2nd and 16. Saw Taco Dowler go in motion. Lamson looking his direction. Now Lamson on the move. Lamson's going to throw on the run. Finds Dowler. Right side of the field. Knocked out of bounds inside the 10. Perfect delivery from Lamson. Another big play from Taco.
Well, it all got started by the great pickup. Right tackle Cedric Jefferson notices pressure from the 2nd level, slides out to pick it up, and then anytime you don't cage Justin Lamson inside that pocket, if you do not have rush lane integrity, he is going to get outside. I personally think that's where he's at his best. He throws with great accuracy, and you can tell the chemistry he has with Taco Dowler. Those two are just on the same page at all times.
Some big plays on this drive. Jones back in. Lamson keeps it. Lamson takes a hit, falls forward down to the 1. Got stopped short, and he'll get up off the turf Took a pretty big hit there. Second and goal coming up.
That's a good, tough run by Lamson. He did have his tight end, Hunter Province, in the flat. If he was able to get that football out quickly for a touchdown, he was a little late getting there. Great job picking up positive yards and getting closer to the goal line.
Had 2 rushing touchdowns in the semifinal win against Montana. Lamson, and now a flag thrown. Well, if this is against the Bobcats again, that's a big penalty.
False start, number 55, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's the center, J.T. Reed.
J.T. Reed started all 15 games for the Bobcats this year, really the leader up front. Does a great job of getting everyone organized. You can tell just not on the same page. I don't know if that's a cadence issue with the quarterback or if that's just the Illinois State fans starting to affect the football game.
That's instead of second and goal from inside the 2, back outside the 5. Lamson faked it straight ahead, got tripped up. Good tackle. Dwyer again. He's made 2 big plays on this drive. It's third and goal.
Great job of Jack Dwyer just flying off the edge. The Redbirds love to bring secondary pressures. Dwyer at his safety position doing a great job getting involved.
So third and goal from the 3. Montana State's first drive of this national championship game.
In situations like this, if I'm playing quarterback, I'm looking for 89, Rocky Lencioni. Very talented young tight end lined up in the slot. He's got great size and fantastic hands.
He comes in motion now. And the fake. Lamson running for the pylon. Lamson, touchdown, Montana State. What a drive. The negative play, sacked, the penalty yardage lost, and yet 10 plays, 90 yards for the first score of the game.
That is a massive statement by Montana State. Overcoming a 2nd and 23, running the football. Justin Lamson 4 for 4 through the air. I mean, just a textbook start for the Bobcats.
Miles Sandstead, the place kicker, and that kick is up and good. So the point after try is good, and the Bobcats take a 7-0 lead.
Well, the Bobcats strike first. The play action holds the defensive end, Reese Edwards, and that half a step is all Justin Lamson needs to get into the end zone.
I think the fans on both sides have really enjoyed being here in Music City. 7-0 Bobcats here in the first quarter. 2 drives. Both offenses look good on their first drives of the game. Illinois State stalled out. Montana State and Justin Lamson went 90 yards to get the first 7 points of the night.
They did, and that was a really impressive sequence by Montana State. They were bending, but then the defense got a stop. They forced Illinois State into the punt. And then just kind of when you thought Illinois State's defense might get off the field, they have the Cats in a 2nd and 23. Who do you know? Taco Dowler makes an incredible play, picks up a first down. I thought Lamson was excellent on that first drive, going a perfect 4 for 4. And I tell you what, this is a textbook start for the Bobcats.
How about Taco? 3 catches, 71 yards on the first drive of the game.
Picking up right where he left off in the semifinal.
And now the Bobcats will kick it deep to the Redbirds, who will not be daunted by falling behind. They have overcome so much adversity during this playoff run, which started on the road. They've been on the road the entire month and more. Redbirds on the road has kind of become a theme of their program. Had to go down to Louisiana in the first round, won 21-3 against a team seated higher than they were. Then the ultimate upset, really one of the biggest FCS playoff upsets of all time. They took down #1 in Fargo, almost never happens. Went all the way out to Northern California, beat UC Davis. Then the opposite coast to Philadelphia, took down Villanova, who hadn't lost a home game in 2+ years, to make it here to Nashville, where they have their 2nd drive of the night starting right now. Rittenhouse kept it and slipped as he tried to turn the corner there. So he'll get some positive yardage, but not a whole lot on first down. I mean, Illinois State, and it is an incredible run through the playoffs, but they were a top 10 kind of team in the preseason. They had a lot of talent. They had big expectations, just kind of up and down in the regular season. And that regular season finale loss, that's the one that really stands out. They lost by 30 at home right before the playoffs. hard to predict what's happened after that one. There's some folks in Normal, Illinois who were nervous that they were going to be left out of the field. There's the first catch to Sobkowitz. And there's a Redbirds first down. Let's go down to Stormy.
And speaking to that end of the regular season, it seemed like talking to players and staff that just nobody did anything right. It felt like that game, but they've had a different mindset on this playoff run, and beating a power like North Dakota State, Tommy Rittenhouse told us, made them feel like they have the potential to beat anybody, and they're not scared of anyone on this run.
Oh, it certainly creates a ton of confidence and belief within your team. When you're able to go on a historic playoff run like the Redbirds did to get to Nashville, I tell you what, as a former player, that is a scary combination to go against.
Play clock winding down. They get the ball snapped, handed off to Dawson right side, and just nothing there. Victor Dawson had some big runs on their first drive. Paul Broad, who's one of the most experienced players, made the tackle.
Yeah, and you know, just going back to the Redbird season, I think when you really look at it as a whole, you really have to look past their 8-4 regular season record. They had losses to Oklahoma, North Dakota State, Youngstown State, and Southern Illinois, all really good teams. And when we talked to Ty Niekamp, the All-American linebacker yesterday, he said, we expected to be here, we just didn't expect the route that it took to get here.
Second down and 9 for Illinois State. Rittenhouse throws across the middle and an immediate tackle. Sobkowitz's second catch. Takari Carr made the tackle, and Illinois State about 4, maybe 5 yards short of the first down.
And this is really going to be the game within the game for Illinois State. Montana State's defense, they've been excellent on third down all year long. So for Tommy Rittenhouse, can you find the one-on-one matchup that you want to take advantage of? We know Daniel Sobkowitz has been his go-to guy all season long. He's going to the top of the screen. I will be interested to see if Montana State leaves him in one-on-one situations.
Caden Dowler, the All-American safety, kind of shaded in that direction. Rittenhouse looking, and the pass is knocked down incomplete. Going for Sobkowitz, but great coverage by Carson Williams.
Excellent coverage by Carson Williams. Absolutely fired up after that play. Just have Sobkowitz wired up, just trying to run a little inside slant. And I thought Carson Williams did a great job of playing to the inside, not giving up that inside leverage, and forces the Redbirds into another punt.
And Futch, the punter, back out there. Taco Dowler had some really significant returns in the semifinal game. Had a low line drive punt that's going to go out of bounds, and we'll have to see where they end up spotting that ball. A penalty flag is down, though, and the punter is down. That could be a significant penalty. That may extend the drive for the Redbirds. Futch hops up off the turf. Well, there was contact after he punted the ball. That could be a really big penalty.
Running into the kicker, number 91, Montana State. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Just enough to give Illinois State a first down.
Critical error by Seth Brock, redshirt freshman out of Eagle, Idaho. Just a huge mistake. Just something that you can't have happen. The football is clearly away. I think it was the effort of trying to go block that punt just carried his momentum into the punter. You got to be heads up in that situation if you know you can't affect the ball.
So that's a break for the Redbirds. Hopefully the punter's okay, but Illinois State, Montana State, 3 penalties already in this one. It looks to be all right. New life for the Redbirds near midfield. Bobcats defense right back out there. Rittenhouse in the pocket will throw, and that pass is caught. There's Sobkowitz with his second catch, this time for a gain of 19.
Well, if you're going to play Sobkowitz in off coverage, this is exactly what he's going to do to you. This is way too soft up top if you're Montana State by Carson Williams. This is just a basic comeback route. Daniel Sobkowitz does a great job selling the go route, hitting the brakes, coming back to the football. If I'm Montana State, I'm going to come up and play Sobkowitz at the line of scrimmage. I don't want to give him any free access.
He has had an all-time great season. 18 touchdowns, including 7 touchdowns in the last 3 playoff games. 1st and 10 Redbirds. Play fake. They swing it out right side. And a cut back middle by Eddie Casper.
You know, Flem, you mentioned those 7 touchdowns in the playoffs by Sobkowitz, and you say, well, how good is that? Well, the FCS playoff record was set in 1996 by who? Randy Moss. So he's inching closer to history, and in 3 consecutive playoff games, Sobkowitz has had multiple touchdown receptions, so maybe tonight we witness history.
He gets 2 tonight. He ties maybe the most dominant. There have been a lot of great FCS players in history. Maybe the most dominant FCS player of all time, Randy Moss. That would be something. 2nd and 5. Lord in motion. And Rittenhouse back to pass again. Is going to get away. He was in the grasp and somehow escaped. Now a penalty flag thrown right near the line of scrimmage. There might have been a hold in the middle of all that. Zach Cruz, the guy who got in there and got pressure on. Shades of Lamar Jackson with Tommy Rittenhouse. that looked like a miracle.
There was a few of those last night with Lamar Jackson.
Indeed there were.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 67. Offense.
Wow.
15 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 2nd down.
That's the All-American left tackle.
Jake Pope, the left tackle, working on Zach Cruz. Big 67 right here. It happens very, very late in the play. After he tosses Zach Cruz down to the ground, you're going to see him kind of almost spearhead him. I could call that holding as well. And it's after this. We miss it. We'll try to find you the shot. But once he tosses Cruz to the ground, leads with his helmet, spearheads him. Easy call for the officials. Completely unnecessary by Pope.
I think I'm with you. There were 2 penalties. There was a hold, and then there was the personal foul that came after. Play fake, and nice catch and turn upfield by Scotty Presson, one of the tight end sort of hybrid H-back type players, to get some of the penalty yardage back and set up 3rd down.
Really good job of Rittenhouse just getting some of that penalty yardage back to make this a 3rd manageable situation. They've had some kicking woes here at Illinois State the last couple weeks. If you can get 5-6 yards here on 3rd down, I expect this to be 4-down territory for the Redbirds.
It might be no matter what, because you're right. The kicking game has sort of gone awry. 3rd and 10. And now play was blown dead before the ball got snapped. I think a timeout on the Montana State side.
Montana State, their first charge of the first half. Timeout on the field.
Final seconds of the first quarter, and a big play coming up, and Brent Vigen maybe didn't like exactly what he saw, so decides to take the timeout. We'll step aside here in Nashville. 7-0 Montana State. Back right after this.
I want to go back to the personal foul by Jake Pope. I mean, it really set his offense back. It's the fact that there's a defenseless player just laying on the ground and you launch down on the player. It's just unnecessary. That's why he gets the unnecessary roughness. Just a play. I get it. You're heated, you're amped up, big emotions in a national title game, but you got to keep your head about you.
So we'll see if Illinois State can overcome that on what could be the final play of the first quarter. Redbirds driving. Down 7-0. Winkers right, who's back healthy for this game in the backfield. Rittenhouse is going to throw down the sideline and caught with a penalty flag. He caught it anyway. Sobkowitz inside the 5-yard line, but he's going to be penalized, I think. They're pointing in Illinois State's direction.
Pass interference. Number 2, offense. Penalty was 15 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
Wow.
Well, and Brock Spack can't believe it, but I think this is a good call by the officials off first glance. Let's go back to the replay. Watch a late shove. I mean, I'll say this. I think it's pretty light, but you can see the hands extended, and you have to think about the official that's right there on the sideline. All he sees is Sobkowitz kind of pushing away with his hands. I think that's a good call.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of contact there, but I think you're right. If you're that official and you're watching those hands get extended.
Yes.
But that's the second huge penalty on this drive. after Montana State penalty gave the Redbirds the ball back, and the clock is going to run out. They're not going to snap on 3rd and very long. So a little controversial ending to quarter number 1. They threw a penalty flag there, but
no foul on the play. That's the end of the first quarter.
I don't think there's a flag. It just was the end of the quarter. So the emotion on both sides obviously running high. We got a national championship on the line here tonight in Nashville. And at the end of quarter number 1, the Bobcats of Montana State have a 7-0 lead.
To learn more.
Redbirds trailing 7-0 with Illinois State head coach Brock Spack. You were just voicing some frustrations with the officials following the offensive PI call. How do you have cooler heads prevail here and respond?
I'm sorry, you can say it one more time.
How do you have cooler heads prevail here and respond after the OPI?
It's hard because we're getting held too. I get if you're going to let them be physical, but let them be physical. That was a horrible call, but that's just me. They do.
Thanks for the time.
Stay back.
So, in other words, Stormy, the answer was, I don't want cooler heads to prevail. And I understand it, but you and I in the break talked to Matt Austin, our rules expert who's with us tonight, and Matt really felt like it's a textbook offensive pass interference penalty.
Anytime you see a wide receiver's arms extend, it's going to be an easy call for the officials. What receivers tend to get away with is if they can keep their hands down by like the waist of a defensive back and kind of hide it a little bit. That was just too obvious.
So Somkowitz and the Illinois State offense now facing 3rd and 25 from back near midfield. First play of the second quarter. Rittenhouse is going to dump it down, a little screen set up, and a good open field tackle there. Well short of the first down. 4th down coming up. Kenny Iden, the senior, playing his final game with the Bobcats. Presumably Redbirds punt team will come back on the field.
Boy, and what a tear Kenny Iden's been on. In his last 7 games, he's recorded 7 sacks. He's a player that seems like once that calendar turns to November 1st, he just gets better and better, and he's been Mr. Playoffs for the Bobcats the last couple years.
And we asked him how does he do it, and the clear answer was he's just better prepared, better conditioned. Everybody else is getting worn down. Kenny Iden is not worn down. Punt bounces into the end zone. Almost perfect coverage there. Instead, it'll be a touchback. So Montana State here in the second quarter will have the ball just for the second time in this game. The first drive was all Taco.
Yeah, off to a hot start for Taco Dowler. Justin Lamson, you know he's going to find him early and often. Taco Dowler, somebody who holds playoff records for catches, yards, and touchdowns for Montana State. Somebody you want to get the football to early and often. This one's on the scramble drill. Great job by right tackle Cedric Jefferson picking up the pressure. And then anytime Lamson gets outside the pocket, he is most dangerous. And I just think Taco Dowler, Justin Lamson, they've had so many reps together this year. They're on the same page. Anytime he can get outside the pocket, those two are dangerous.
Man, we have another one of these penalties where the Illinois State line is shifting and the Bobcats
number 86 offense 5-yard penalty
jumping offside. Is that the 3rd time we've already had a play like that in this game?
It is, and you know what, in some regards you do need to give credit to both fan bases. They're here, they're making noise, there's great energy in the stadium, but I also just think it's players amped up. It's the national championship and they have to find a way to settle into this football game.
So 1st and 15, play fake to Julius Davis. Lamson throws across the middle, and the catch and run outside the 40. A big hit at the end of the play. The ball came out, a penalty flag thrown. Maybe on the hit. Chris Long with the catch and run. And the Bobcats are pointing helmet-like. I think Titan Fleischman turned into an official and said that's targeting. And it may well be. The ball did come out at the end of the play. So there's a lot to sort through here. Everybody's pointing in opposite directions. Well, Shavion Brown is a guy who put the hit on. Chris Long.
Personal foul, targeting, number 4, defense. The previous play will be under further video review.
Redbird fans, that is a cumulative thing. They're unhappy with some of the penalty flags. They'll review this one for targeting.
Well, it's a beautiful throw and catch, and then you're going to see on the right side of your screen LaShavion Brown coming in, and I think this is a textbook clear-cut targeting foul. You see him lowering his helmet and how he delivers the forcible contact with the crown, the very top of the helmet. That makes it an automatic targeting call. And unfortunately, Brown's going to leave the football game.
Matt Austin with us tonight. Matt, do you agree?
Oh, I agree 100% with Brock. He lowers his head. He's attacking with force, makes contact with the crown of the helmet. Again, textbook targeting. Checks all the boxes.
And what a blow that's going to be for Illinois State. Brown has had an excellent playoff run.
Yeah, I think we forgot to turn on our microphone, so nobody in the stadium understands that the call was upheld. We were just doing some lip reading. Illinois State fans haven't reacted at all yet. All right, I think he's going to go again. Our referee, maybe James Brookhart, is just saying his microphone's not working.
You know, and it's just so unfortunate for Brown. I don't think he was intending to do that. I don't think it was malicious. Just trying to make a play for his team, get a ball carrier to the ground, and unfortunately won't be able to participate in the rest of the game.
So Brock Speck, you thought he was a little agitated when Stormy talked to him a minute ago. Now he's just losing his mind down there. He's lost one of his better players in the secondary. It's a completion, and then the penalty deep into Redbirds territory, deeper at least inside the 40. It turns into overall catch, run, penalty, a 48-yard play. Davis handoff on first down, and just not a lot of room. That defensive line for Illinois State so far holding up pretty well.
Yes, they are. The big fellas up front, Lorenzo, Anderson, Steffen, doing a great job at the point of attack. I think it's going to be pretty tough sledding to run between the tackles inside tonight for Montana State.
It's a gain of 2, close to 3. Big Jake Anderson, who had one of the plays of this playoff run and the incredible come-from-behind win in Fargo against North Dakota State. Taco Dowler in motion. Justin Lamson in the pocket. Now rolling right, looking downfield, is going to run. Broke one tackle and does not go into a slide. That's not what he does. He took a big pop across the 30 down to the 29.
Well, Justin Lamson, he's fired up, and he's a really tough guy, 6'2", 210 pounds, and when he gets rolling downhill, he packs a punch. Not able to find anyone open down the field. Excellent stiff arm on the linebacker.
I think Montana State on 3rd and 2 just moved again. How many false start penalties have they had in the first quarter plus? That's their 4th already. Amazing. I mean, that is not what you typically see from this Montana State team.
Not at all. 4 false starts in the first half of football, essentially 1 quarter. Brent Vigen really prides himself and his football team at being disciplined, being one of the more least penalized teams in the country. And right now, that front is just not in sync when it comes to snap and cadence.
Instead of 3rd and 2, it's 3rd and 7. Big difference, obviously, there. Lamson back to pass, throws quickly. That pass caught the turn upfield by Taco Dowler, and that's a Bobcats first down.
Justin Lamson doing a great job recognizing that Illinois State is trying to cover Taco Dowler with a safety. That's a matchup Montana State will win 100% of the time. If Taco Dowler goes in motion on 3rd down, Illinois State needs to run the nickel across the field with him and tighten up coverage.
Lamson, great start to his championship night. 6 of 6. Fakes a pitch, looking down the middle. Instead, ran forward, throws it forward to Jones, the tailback. I think he stayed behind the line of scrimmage. No penalty flag thrown, and it turns into a gain of 9.
Illinois State, they're going to have to figure out a way to cage Justin Lamson inside the pocket, because right now, the rush lane integrity just is not there for the Redbirds. You can see what Lamson is able to do if he's able to step up, get his eyes down the field. Somehow, some way, Illinois State, they need to keep the quarterback in the pocket for the Bobcats.
Now, they told us it was one of the keys to the game, and they have not done that yet. 2nd and 2, play fake. Lamson is going to swing it out right side. Dowler might have been thinking about a forward pass. He tiptoes along the line, Lamson's pass was forward, so Taco couldn't throw it again, but he gets the first down inside the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal.
I've just been so impressed with Justin Lamson in the playoffs because of how he takes what the defense gives him. He doesn't force anything. That time on the last play, Illinois State, they had the wide receivers and tight end wired up down the field, nowhere to go with the ball. Lamson doesn't press. He knows where his check down is, gets it to Taco Dowler, and now they're knocking on the door for another touchdown.
All right, the initial spot was not a very good one, so they're going to have to set the chain gang because it's not 1st and goal. They can get a first down inside the 2. But it is 1st and 10 Bobcats. Davis in the backfield, play fake to him. Lamson runs right side. Lamson all the way down inside the 2. Maybe a first down, real close. His legs, you're talking about his throws and decision making. His legs also a huge factor.
I love this scheme by Pete Sturbick and his offense. This is going to be the tight end, Rocky Lencioni. Watch how he becomes a lead blocker for his quarterback, Lamson. There's so much eye candy presented to the defense. Linebackers get their eyes stuck on the running back. Then you get a tight end, your quarterback out to the perimeter. Really tough to defend.
It's 2nd down. Lamson straight ahead, powering forward. Touchdown, Justin Lamson. What a first half for the Bobcats quarterback. With still a lot of time on the clock in the 2nd quarter. It's 13-0 Montana State. He's just playing lights out. 2 drives, 190 yards for a touchdown. This one 80 yards, and both ending with Justin Lamson running it into the end zone. Extra point is up and good. It's 14-0 Montana State.
Well, Justin Lamson putting his brute strength on full display, meeting defensive lineman Garrett Steffen in the hole, but he would not be denied. It's been all Bobcats in Nashville tonight.
10:49 to go, second quarter here in Nashville. Illinois State's done some good things in this first half, and yet they find themselves down 2 touchdowns. Of course, they were down 2 touchdowns with 3 minutes to go in Fargo in the fourth quarter in the second round of these FCS playoffs. So the Redbirds are not out of this game. But the Bobcats offense has looked almost unstoppable. Kind of a short kickoff and returnable for Illinois State outside the 25. Stopped short of the 30. Illinois State offense coming back on the field, but maybe a significant injury for the Bobcats. Let's go down to Stormy.
Yes, Dave, I didn't see exactly what happened, but wanted to make sure I let you know. Running back Adam Jones for Montana State just headed back to the locker room. He jogged off back with the trainer a moment ago.
He's one of their very best players.
Oh, it'd be a massive loss for the Bobcats. 1,000-yard rusher in back-to-back seasons.
He's taken a couple big hits in this first half already. Meanwhile, Redbirds could use another drive, and this time end with some points on the board. Short completion over the middle with a big tackle. And a gain of maybe 3 on first down.
I thought it was great when we talked with quarterback Tommy Rittenhouse yesterday at the hotel. He said, we are a team that is comfortable being uncomfortable. So you're down 14 here, and you just mentioned it, Flem. They were down 14 2 different times on the road earlier in the playoffs against North Dakota State. So this is a place that the Redbirds have been. However, I don't think you want to go down 3 scores to Montana State. This is a very critical drive.
They've had a lot of time of possession, more than 10.5 minutes in this game so far. Just haven't turned that into points. Lord with another catch, spins away, and a penalty flag thrown, maybe a face mask at the end of that play. So a first down, Illinois State, plus I think some more coming. Neil Daly arguing it wasn't a face mask. All right, it's very difficult with the referee microphone not working. There is no foul. And Brock, I don't think he actually grabbed the face mask.
Yeah, good no call.
Yeah, Illinois State fans are unhappy because they think all the calls are going against them. But in that case, there was no face mask. It is a catch. And a gain of 10 for Redbirds first down. Rittenhouse straight ahead run. And a good run across the 45 out to the 46.
I want to go back to the last play. Watch what they do pre-snap. The tight end and slot receiver, they started over here pre-snap. Then there's a shift. Why do they do that? Because the nickel is going to line up to the passing strength for Montana State. Then you shift, and that allows you to get your slot wide receiver matched up on a linebacker. That is really good play calling by Tony Peterson.
Second down and 6. Little option style play. Dawson with a head of steam. He is tough to bring down. Victor Dawson, first down Redbirds. He's 220 plus, having a huge playoffs for Illinois State.
Oh, he is a load when he gets going downhill. Certainly the bell cow of this offense, averaging over 5 yards per carry, over 1,200 yards on the season. And the playoff performances that he has been putting on, he has just gotten better and better every single time he steps foot on the field.
Third time already in this game, Illinois State has made it into Montana State territory. Good play fake over the top and way incomplete. Rittenhouse, he was looking for Charles, the tight end.
You know, Victor Dawson just really reminds me of that typical bell cow back, you know, tough downhill guy. When you give ball carriers like that more touches, they get stronger as the game goes along. They get stronger as they wear down a defense, and that's been on full display throughout the FCS playoffs with Victor Dawson.
He had 34 carries in the semifinals against Villanova.
That's old school stuff right there.
That is a big number in this day and age of college football. On second down, he'll get another carry here. And he's just, he leans forward. He's tough to bring down. Wasn't a whole lot of room. He ends up getting 5.
I mean, there was just no air in that defensive front, but he's willing to grind out the tough yards. You see it, plays with great pad level, keeps those legs churning. And this is, we mentioned it, this is the game within the game. Can the Redbirds stay on the field? Right now, Montana State has their pass rush specialists on the field. with their ears pinned back. You have Zach Cruz, 36. He's already affected the game once. We'll see if he can do it again here on 3rd down.
Dawson alongside Rittenhouse. 3rd and 5. Back to pass. Pressure was picked up. Over the top. Incomplete. He had his man. The defender fell down. Dylan Lord was there. And the pass, you saw Rittenhouse's reaction. Just too strong. And uh-oh. That's not good. Caden Dowler, who had the shoulder injury in the semis. And that looks like that same shoulder.
You hate to see that for Caden Dowler, an All-American, Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year. But back to that last pass, this is one that Tommy Rittenhouse is going to want back. He had Dylan Lord matched up on a safety, and he was open for the touchdown.
I couldn't tell if it was Dowler, the guy who fell down on the play, and that's where he got hurt. Taco Dowler, his twin brother, back to receive, and man, that was an opportunity for Illinois State. Instead, into the end zone for a touchback. 7:37 to go, first half. Montana State's offense coming back on the field, leading 14-0. Player of the year, Caden Dowler, is in the injury tent. He had the shoulder injury against Montana in the semis. Brock, this was the play where he got hurt.
Yeah, Dylan Lord working on Caden Dowler. And you see, he just reaches out with that right hand. He knows he's beat. He wants to try to slow down Dylan Lord, tries to get a hand on the safety. And when you're playing with a separated shoulder, that is all it takes to re-aggravate it. You hate to see it. This is a kid that was trying to be tough and stay out there for his teammates. But just a really, really tough injury to play through.
Literally one of the best players in FCS football, and you think he's probably not coming back into this championship game. His brother's having a huge first half. Taco Dowler and Adam Jones, who went into the locker room, is back on the field, gets the ball here. First play of the drive, makes a cut. Tough running from Adam Jones. He looks pretty healthy to me. That's a first down Bobcats.
I was just going to say, you think Adam Jones is feeling pretty good? Excellent job, though, by the offensive line getting this play started. You see the gaping hole up front for Adam Jones, and you give this guy any sort of space, and this is what he's going to do to you. Excellent job there by the big fella to spring the back.
The other thing about this last sequence, Brock, it's the second time in a row Illinois State has punted from around midfield or even in Montana State territory across the middle. Taco Dowler with another catch. Outside the 40, close to, and I think he did get spotted enough for a first down. There is Caden, who's on the bench, watching his brother with another catch on the offensive side of the ball. It's incredible, the relationship of these two guys who, in a lot of ways, are the heartbeat of this Montana State team.
No doubt about it. Caden Dowler, you have to think about this. He's torn his ACL twice in his career at Montana State. He's barely been on the field, but he was still voted a team captain this year. Made the most of his opportunity with an All-American honors to cap the year. You just hope he's able to get back out there.
Yeah, and we got Stormy down on the field. Stormy, what are you seeing?
Oh, he's been talking through kind of what you guys did and what happened to him on that play, but worth noting with him back on the bench, as you mentioned, he did have his helmet in his hand, so we're going to keep tabs on this for sure. But you mentioned the injury history, Brock. That's why this season has been so special for him. He wasn't able to be out here on the field last year with his teammates to fight for a national championship. He was giving everything he could to be out here today.
Agonizing for Caden last year to watch the championship game. Lampson on the move. Justin Lampson. Man, powerful quarterback running across midfield. Stopped a little bit short of the first down after his first incompletion of the game the play prior.
So I've been saying it. You have to have rush lane integrity. Keep an eye how the Redbirds just lose their gap discipline here. You're going to see number 8, Lorenzo, jump right out of that gap, and that invites Justin Lampson to scramble forward. If you're a defensive tackle, you need to build a wall. Defensive end, push to quarterback level, and then squeeze the pocket.
Wow, a busted play. The ball got snapped, and nobody was ready for it. On 3rd down and 1, and Ty Niekamp, the All-American linebacker, shot through there and made the tackle for loss. I mean, that's not a false start penalty, but in essence, it's the same kind of problems that the Bobcats are having.
Well, the Bobcats are trying to do a quick snap. This is Niekamp, 46, that makes the tackle. But watch the quarterback. He's looking to the sideline, trying to get that Redbirds defense to just kind of take a breath. Hey, quarterback's doing a check with me. Tries to do a quick snap, catch them by surprise. But the center, JT Reed, was not ready.
And a good play by Niekamp, the first punt of the game for Montana State. Fair catch at the 20. So a lot of things happening on both sides. We'll step aside. 14-0 Bobcats. It's FCS National Championship game in the history of the FCS. Some of the greatest players who've ever played the game. Richard Dent, Charles Haley, Jerry Rice, the greatest, most dominant wide receiver of all time. Aeneas Williams, Michael Strahan, Kurt Warner, all FCS players, all went on to be Pro Football Hall of Famers. Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Jared Allen at Idaho State. The great Walter Payton, maybe the greatest of them all. The Heisman of the FCS, named after Sweetness, who started Jackson State back in the early 70s. Illinois State back on the field, and Lord with the catch from Rittenhouse, and a gain with a penalty flag thrown across the 35-yard line. We still, I don't think, have solved the issue of the referee microphone, which is definitely an issue for the fans. 15-yard catch and run if the play stands.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 34, defense. Penalty is 15 yards from the end of the play, and includes an automatic first down.
And we got the microphone working as well. Cole Taylor, the linebacker, penalized.
Yeah, just something you can't do if you're Cole Taylor. We're going to show you. Hits Rittenhouse a bit late, right in the back. Just completely unnecessary. Got to be smarter in situations like that.
Well, Illinois State's defense got to stop. Got the offense back on the field, and right away to midfield, trying to get back in this game. Down 2 touchdowns. Rittenhouse in the pocket, throws middle, and the pass caught. Lord almost used the official as a screen inside the 40. Another 13-yard gain for a first down.
You know, it's been a little bit sloppy when it comes to penalties for both of these teams. Two programs that really pride themselves being disciplined. Excellent job, though, on this last play of Rittenhouse, recognizing the box being vacated by the linebackers and just taking the shallow cross to Lord right in front of his face.
Now, by the way, we heard Stormy say Caden Dowler had his helmet. He's back on the field. Amazing. The All-American playing through a massive shoulder injury. Rittenhouse, a keeper. Another one of those sort of run-throw plays where he throws it forward to Lord. Taden Gray, the safety, makes the tackle, gain of 4.
Yeah, it's like an extended version of the speed option. Obviously, Rittenhouse can put his foot in the ground, get upfield, and rush the football, or he can sling it out to a slot wide receiver. It really puts a nickelback in conflict. Hey, do I want to come up and make a tackle on the quarterback? Well, if I do that as the quarterback, you're just going to throw the football behind my ear.
We saw Caden Dowler communicating from that spot at safety. 2nd and 5, Redbirds, Illinois State. Final 4 minutes of this first half. Dawson with the carry, right side. Dawson took a hit, still going. And inside the 25-yard line, first down and more.
Really good block by Logan Brassfield. The right tackle, you're going to see Iden bump inside. Brassfield kind of hooks him there, and that's all that Victor Dawson needs to capture this edge. If you dive inside and you don't set the edge against this Redbirds offense, they will make you pay.
1st and 10, Illinois State. And probably not in a big hurry here. Montana State's going to get the ball to start the second half. Dawson gets the carry, left side run, and tripped up inside the 20, gain of 3.
That's exactly right, Flem. Illinois State, they are going to slow down their offense right here because they don't want to give Montana State any opportunity to go get points before halftime. So a perfect drive. Illinois State will melt the clock almost completely away and finish this drive in the end zone.
Montana State has 2 timeouts just in case Brent Vegan finds a spot where maybe he wants to save some time. Lord in motion. Rittenhouse. Back to pass, looking right, dumps it short, incomplete. He had pressure in his face. That was a dangerous pass. Hunter Parsons got the pass rush on. So that sets up 3rd and 7. Clock stops with 2:16. Lampson's getting the offense revved up on the sideline, hoping to get a chance here before the end of the half.
And these are moments for Montana State that Kenny Iden has always taken over in the past. Number 11 lined up at the defensive tackle position. Even though he's at end, there are 4 defensive ends on the field right now for Montana State.
3rd and 7. Pass rush was picked up. Dawson with the catch and tackled. We'll see where they spot him at about the 15. I think he's 2 yards short. So this will be a decision for Brock Spack, the head coach of the Redbirds. I don't see the field goal unit coming out there. They're going for it. And they do have some extra time because that play takes us to the 2-minute timeout. A very important sequence coming up here at the end of the first half with a national championship on the line tonight in Nashville. Bobcats in the title game for the 3rd time in 5 years, leading 14-0.
Camacho and Jay coming up at the half. We'll look ahead to the CFP semifinals. The offenses and the defenses the fellas trust most. Jay, 4th and 2, what do you want to see?
You know, they've struggled to establish control of the line of scrimmage, running the ball, but I think you have to get your quarterback outside the pocket, give him that RPO that's had success during this drive.
I'm okay with the field goal to get points on the board, but it looks like they're going to go for it.
Lem, it does indeed look like they're going to go for it. The guys will have much more when you join us at the half.
You guys have a pretty good view of this huge play coming up. 2 minutes to go, first half, and the Redbirds going for it on 4th and 2. Rittenhouse all alone in the backfield is going to throw, and the pass is caught by Lord. First down inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Illinois State.
That is a really good play design by Tony Peterson, and Dylan Lord does an excellent job throttling down in the zone hole. Keep an eye on the left side of your screen, number 4. He senses the zone defense by the Bobcats, settles down into that zone hole, gets friendly for his quarterback. Big time pickup by the Redbirds.
2 4th down conversions in this first half for Illinois State. 1st and goal inside the 10. Handoff Dawson straight ahead and met immediately by big Paul Brott. Tackled at about the 6-yard line. Maybe got 2. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's just the Redbirds wanting to get more time off the clock. There is no chance that football was going to go in the air for Illinois State. This is an excellent drive by Illinois State, answering, breaking the momentum of Montana State. They don't want to give Brent Vegan and his team any time to get points before half.
You see the Montana State head coach looking up at that big scoreboard, maybe starting to do some math about, will I use one of these 2 timeouts after this 2nd and goal play. Rittenhouse in the pocket is going to throw wide open, caught, and touchdown. Scotty Presson, the tight end, with 54 seconds to go in the first half. Illinois State scores for the first time in this national championship game. Big time drive. Went for it on 4th down, converted a couple plays later, and leave only 54 seconds on the clock. Michael Cosentino, who just took over as the primary place kicker for the Redbirds, is up and good.
Well, the gutsy call by Brock Spack pays off for the Redbirds. Seems like a little bit of confusion by Montana State. Scotty Presson, working left to right across your screen, ends up wide open. Part of Montana State's defense was playing man coverage. You had linebackers in zone coverage. Nobody tracked Presson as he worked across the field on the shallow cross. Great job by Tommy Rittenhouse to find his tight end.
Presson, the guy who had one of the most memorable plays in Illinois State history when he caught the 2-point conversion in Fargo to win the game against North Dakota State. A record-setting season for Tommy Rittenhouse, the 5th-year senior. Underestimated his whole career, under-recruited out of high school. He's not big enough. His arm isn't strong enough. 3,300 plus passing yards, an all-time single-season record for the Redbirds.
And not only that, he set a record for touchdown passes in the season. Coming in tonight, 36, new school record. I tell you what, he might not have the measurables. 5'11", 195 pounds. Flem, you mentioned it. He was under-recruited, overlooked. But I tell you what, this guy is gutsy. He's got a big heart. He's got some special metal that makes up who Tommy Rittenhouse is. And that was a big-time answer by the Redbirds.
Kickoff is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Well, college football playoff semifinals on ESPN. ESPN Deportes, the ESPN app. Thursday, you got Miami and Ole Miss in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Friday, Oregon and the #1 seed, Indiana, 7:30 Eastern. Coverage of both games kicks off at that time, 4:30 Pacific. Spots in the national championship game, FBS style. On the line, that national championship game, of course, Monday, January 19. So down to 4 FBS, down to 2 FCS with 54 seconds to go in the first half. And Bobcats offense, I would imagine they're going to be aggressive here. Lamson in the pocket, throws short. Pass caught. And over the middle, now cutting it to the right side across the 45, Jabez Woods. With a nice run after the catch, he ends up getting 20. The clock will stop to reset the chains.
Excellent start to the drive for the Bobcats. If they can just get down inside the 35-yard line, they will have a chance at a field goal with Sandstead.
They have the 2 timeouts. Lamson throws. That one's caught. Threaded that one in there. Chris Long with the catch. 2 plays. They're already inside the 35.
That was a big league throw by Justin Lamson. Unbelievable. Defender right in his face and throws a strike down the seam.
And saving those timeouts, they got to the line quickly, got the ball snapped. Lamson throws. A missed tackle. Turn upfield. A hurdle inside the 10. And diving for the end zone. Touchdown! Dane Steele! He didn't go down! Three plays, 75 yards, and the freshman found his way to the end zone. Oh my good. Well, that's one of the great individual plays you'll ever see in a championship game or otherwise. That extra point was tipped, but it went through and good. It took him 3 snaps.
I don't know if I've ever seen it let any 2-minute drill executed to perfection. Justin Lamson does a great job of just getting this drive started. Get the ball to Jabez Woods, one of the fastest guys on your team. You get the ball in space. Woods does the rest. And then, I mean, this is an unbelievable throw. Pocket is breaking down on him, hand in his face, strike right down the seam. And then Dane Steele, you want to talk about a young star in the making? Well, now you know why. Just a redshirt freshman makes the first miss. Unbelievable hurdle over Jack Dwyer, the senior safety. And Brent Vegan is fired up and loving what he's seeing out of his Bobcats.
That's one of the great plays you'll ever see. That was incredible. They went down the field 75 yards in 36 seconds, didn't even use a single timeout.
We're talking field goal. Bobcats said, no, we're going to go get a touchdown.
Wow.
Just flawless execution in the 2-minute drill. 1, 2, 3. And there's 7 more points for Montana State.
All right, kid, you're a freshman. Go cover the kick. Highlight touchdown. Get out there for special teams. Remember, Montana State gets the ball to start the second half. Well, that was a very big touchdown in a flash. Good kick coverage here. We said the Taco Dowler play is going to go down in history. So will this one.
I mean, this is so good. We got to go back and watch it one more time. Steele makes the first miss, and then you know what, Dwyer? I'm just going to jump right over you on my way to pay dirt. And just when you think Illinois State, they're getting back in the game, they're getting some momentum away from Montana State, well, Justin Lamson was having none of that, and what a play by Dane Steele.
I mean, he has had an historically great freshman year. He's been quiet in this first half, but he is definitely a star in the making. 13 seconds to go, and Dawson's going to carry it left side. Dawson trying to get to the sidelines, will go out of bounds. That'll stop the clock across the 35. Only 7 seconds on the clock. They do have 3 timeouts.
Yeah, I think you try to, you get one more quick pass off here, fall down, call it first down timeout situation, in hopes that you can get a little bit closer and try a Hail Mary as time expires here at the end of the second quarter. Got to get this football out of your hand very quickly if you're Rittenhouse. No time to hold the ball.
Instead, they just hand it off. And Dawson gets shoved backwards. Drilled by Taden Gray. The final seconds will tick off the clock. And that's the end of the first half. What a crazy last couple minutes. And Justin Lamson and the Bobcats are understandably fired up. Well, the guys had a great view of all that chaos. Kevin Connors and company right here live in Nashville. Halftime. Take it away, Kevin. And welcome back to the NCAA FCS National Championship. Crazy finish to the first half. We get ready to start the second half in Nashville. The offense for the Bobcats, Brock, was so good in that first half. The quarterback, Justin Lamson, playing his all-time greatest game here on the biggest stage.
Clem, that is what we call being in the zone. Lamson nearly flawless in the first half.
Yeah, with his legs, with his arm, led one of the greatest 2-minute, and in this case, 36-second drives that we've ever seen. One passing touchdown. That was the spectacular play at the end of the first half. 2 rushing touchdowns, almost perfect. 12 of 13, 228 yards. 11th time this year he's had a pass and a rush touchdown in the same game. He's got 3 TDs in a half, and he and the Bobcats are going to get the ball to start the second half.
I tell you what, he is so dangerous right now at the quarterback position. If you watch him from the start of the year to now, he is somebody who just got progressively better, understands what they're trying to accomplish on offense. And I tell you what, the way he played in the semifinal at home against Montana and tonight in the first half against Illinois State, this is a quarterback playing with a ton of confidence. If Illinois State does not find a way to break that confidence, I don't know, it's not going to be a good 30 minutes for them.
All right, Redbirds, just a minute to go in the first half. We're feeling like we're right back in this game. Momentum's on our side, and then that incredible drive happened. So the Bobcats up by 2 scores, 21-7, and they will receive. The kickoff is going to go into the end zone, but be returned. And along the sideline, a nice return. Well, the Bobcats will have good starting field position for this drive. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bondatoni is with us as well. Okay, so you mentioned it with Illinois State. All the good stuff about the Bobcats. They need to get their defense going right here, right now.
Well, that's exactly what it is. And I'm sure Brock Speck inside that locker room, Speck, excuse me, the whole conversation was, how do we get the Montana State offense off schedule? Because right now, Justin Lamson's feeling it. 12 of 13 on the ball game, touchdown, 228 yards. If you don't get him feeling the pressure of your front 7, I mean, it's going to be lights out for Illinois. So I expect to see some changes on the defense by Travis Niekamp.
We saw some shots as Adam Jones catches on the first play of this drive. And let's go down on the field to Stormy.
Well, and Dave, Brock Speck told me when he addressed his team, a big theme of his message was that first half wasn't you. He said, you were frazzled. You know how to rush the passer. We need to rush the passer. You know how to tackle. You know how to play with technique. Do all of the things that got you here, and we'll get right back in this game, because you guys know, what did Brock Speck talk to us about all week? The resilience and response his team has had week after week.
Jones with the rush, and that'll be a Montana State first down across the 45 to the 46. Thank you, Stormy. And the point I was making before we got Stormy's report from the head coach of Illinois State, hey, he's a defensive guy, Brock Speck. He played linebacker in the Big Ten. He was a defensive coordinator at Purdue. He's a defensive-minded head coach. He looked disgusted at the end of that last Bobcats drive.
Well, the Redbirds defense, they've been outstanding in the playoffs. And what you saw in the first half, that is not how Illinois State has been playing.
A rare incompletion. It's like news when Lamson doesn't connect. Just his second one of the night. So 2nd and 10 for Montana State. 21-7. Long way to go. Illinois State's had to play from behind. They've had their backs against the walls many times. Regular season, playoff season. Jones will carry it across midfield. Gets 4 on second down.
And I think that's a great point you make, Flem, as we head to third down. You know, the Illinois State team, they've been here before. They've been down 14, even in these playoffs, on the road against North Dakota State. So this is territory that they're used to, but it has to start right here. On third down, you have to get a stop. You have to get this football back to your offense. We've yet to say Ty Niecamp's name, number 46, the middle linebacker in the middle for the Redbirds, a consensus first-team All-American. His impact has to be felt.
3rd and 6. Pressure coming. Lamson takes a hit and incomplete. There's a penalty flag down near the line of scrimmage. So the extra rushers for Illinois State definitely interrupted Lamson's rhythm on that play. He's pointing in the other direction. We'll see. So many big penalties in the first half.
Holding, number 66, offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
It's on the right guard, Titan Fleischman. He's had an All-American season. He played tackle last year for Montana State, moved inside to guard this year, and you're going to see the takedown on the inside. And this is the game plan. This is the adjustment the Redbirds have made. This is the first time all game long that I've seen an all-out pressure be brought by the Illinois State defense. That was cover 0. They affect Justin Lamson, his rhythm, his timing, and that was the stop the Redbirds needed.
Yeah, big time. After a couple positive plays, now the punt. Eddie Casper is going to signal fair catch and make it inside the 15. So, step 1 for Illinois State in their comeback attempt. Get a stop. Now they get the ball back here in Nashville. On Friday, coverage at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Here in the FCS National Championship game. First drive of the second half for Illinois State. Their defense got a stop. Offense back on the field. Dawson to carry. Left side. Big gain across the 25. Still going outside the 35. Victor Dawson. He is having a heck of a game.
I tell you what, a monster first half for Victor Dawson, picking up right where he left off. Just a great job getting out to the open space, and that's a product of Montana State playing a soft zone defense. They had 2 high safeties on that look, and if they're going to continue to play with both of those safeties deep, I expect a heavy dose of Victor Dawson here in the 3rd quarter.
I don't see Caden Dowler out on the field right now for the Bobcats. Dawson approaching 100 yards rushing already in this championship game. Rittenhouse dumps it to Dawson with the catch. Dawson wrestled down, but that extra effort got him real close, maybe a half yard short. No, that's a first down, Redbirds.
Just a great job of Tommy Rittenhouse taking what the defense given up. Once again, soft zone, 2 high safeties. Well, normally you're going to run against a box look like that, but hey, great job staying patient in the pocket, getting the football down to your check down, and picking up a first down. I've been really impressed with the decision making and the way Rittenhouse has seen the field tonight.
Dawson off the field. Winkers right in the backfield with Rittenhouse. Play fake to him. Rittenhouse rolling right. Still rolling and throws it right at the feet of his receiver, Dylan Lord.
Nice job of Cole Taylor, 34 from Montana State, triggering from his linebacker position. As soon as he saw Rittenhouse trying to work out to the perimeter, he didn't want Tommy to have an easy throw.
I think Cole Taylor is sort of emblematic of this Montana State team. Never played a lick of defense in high school. Wasn't allowed to make never made a tackle before coming to Montana State.
A quarterback.
And they recruited him as a linebacker, and he looks like a real good one. 2nd and 10. In the pocket, Rittenhouse, plenty of time. That pass rush for Montana State has been contained. Catch by the tight end, Charles.
You have to give a lot of credit to the offensive line for Illinois State. I think the big fellas up front, just like you said, Flem, they've done an excellent job against a really, really good pass rush by Montana State. They're able to protect for their quarterback. They're opening up some nice holes for Victor Dawson. And this is kind of what the game's been. It's been bend but don't break for Montana State, but they've gotten off the field on 3rd down. Illinois State 0 for 5 in the ball game. We'll see if they can pick up one here.
On 3rd and 4. Right, leaves the backfield. Rittenhouse is going to throw. That one is caught with a big hit, but Dylan Lord hangs on. What a catch.
Well, just another excellent job of offensive coordinator Tony Peterson creating a favorable matchup. This is a slot wide receiver on a safety. Excellent job by Dylan Lord, concentrating on that football and bringing it in on third down. Really tough catch.
Managed to hang on to the ball, got down inbounds. Big hit from Coulter Petrie, who's a guy who in a lot of ways takes Caden Dollar's place when he's not on the field. Now throwing on first down all the way across the field and incomplete. Trying to hit Sobkowitz. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Well, Illinois State, I mean, they've had the ball for longer in this game than Montana State has. In general, they've moved the ball very well, approaching 250 total yards of offense.
They've done some really good things, both offensively and defensively, but the biggest issue has been on the defense, giving up some explosives and then staying on the field offensively on third down, finally getting the first third down pickup of the night just a play ago.
Victor Dawson back in the game in the backfield. And he'll get the ball straight ahead and lowering those shoulder pads. Puts a hit on Petrie. Set up third down. He is a tough runner.
He is, and I tell you what, he packs a punch at 220 pounds. You're going to make some serious business decisions when you meet Victor Dawson in the hole.
3rd and 4. Undoubtedly 4-down territory for the Redbirds.
Zach Cruz, defensive end at the bottom of your screen. He's had a good night. Let's see if he can make a play here.
It's kind of been the one guy to get pressure on. Dawson with the carry. Dawson broke a tackle, and he'll get out of bounds. And we'll see where they spot him enough to get the first down.
That's impressive. I really like that play call by Tony Peterson. Why not run it on 3rd and medium the way Dawson's playing? Just the power and explosiveness. Excellent job with the stiff arm. Picking up another first down for the Redbirds. And this is a team starting to feed off of one another. Defense gets the big stop that they need, and offense is driving.
8 plays, 52 yards, 3.5 minutes so far. Play fake. Rittenhouse trying to get those shoulders squared. He does a pretty good job of that, I think. When there's nothing there, he just ends the play. Doesn't make a mistake, doesn't take a loss.
That's right. He's a really, really good decision maker. I think he has excellent vision on the field. He understands what Tony Peterson is trying to get accomplished with his offense. And I tell you what, he's just an extension of Tony Peterson down there on the field. Very smart football player.
Not many offense coordinators stand and pace in the coach's booth to call plays. 2nd and 10. 3-man rush. Rittenhouse nowhere to go with the ball. Now he's going to throw on the run. Penalty flags thrown, incomplete, but 2 different flags on the play. Sobkowitz was out there, and I think that's a hold against Montana State. Seth Johnson, the guy who had the coverage.
Pass interference, number 9, defense. Penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. It carries an automatic first down.
And this just happens to defensive backs when quarterbacks get outside the pocket. They go into scramble drill. It's really hard to track a receiver when he wants to wheel up. Seth Johnson knew he was beat. Probably a good decision to grab and hold Sobkowitz to prevent a touchdown.
There's no arguing there on that penalty call. They've had some arguing on some of the calls. Seth Glatz is in the game at running back. Haven't seen much of him tonight. Inside the 20, 1st and 10, Redbirds. Rittenhouse again. Time in the pocket across the middle, incomplete. He had Dylan Lord, and the pass was just a little too high.
Yeah, this is one Rittenhouse is going to want back. Great job of Tony Peterson getting the matchup on the safety. You're going to see a motion out here and then just runs a post right down the middle of the field. This is a throw that Rittenhouse typically makes. One he's certainly going to want back.
Yeah, that's a touchdown. Instead, 2nd and 10. Dylan Lord, the young receiver, he's having a big championship game.
Great effort to try to bring in that football.
Rittenhouse, hands off, and a spin move, but just nothing there. Glatz tackled immediately. Xavier Aarons, the freshman linebacker, has been banged up, playing tonight. Finally, he's gotten healthy again, made the tackle.
Yeah, he's made some really nice plays tonight, and I was impressed right there, just diagnosing the play very quickly, triggering on the back. This is a Montana State linebacking core that's nicked up. A lot of bodies rotating through right now.
3rd and 9. They've converted twice on 3rd down on this drive. Play clock was down to 3 when they got it snapped across the middle. Nice delivery inside the 10. 1st and goal. Luke Maylander, who has not really been involved with a 13-yard catch.
That was a beautiful route by Luke Maylander. The Missouri Valley Football Conference Freshman of the Year. Excellent job crossing Seth Johnson's face and picking up a fresh set of downs in the low red zone. Big time play by the Redbirds.
What a drive. Now the hammer back out there, Victor Dawson, although at least as of right now sort of spread out as a wideout. Rittenhouse looking to throw on 1st and goal. Now scrambling. Rittenhouse is going to dive and not get there. Out of bounds. Got a couple positive yards, maybe even 3.
Rittenhouse wanted to get the football to his tight end, Scotty Presson. Presson had a step, but he slipped coming out of his break. I tell you what, Flem, I've been really impressed with this Illinois State offensive line. Just on 3rd down a couple plays ago, I circled Kenny Iden, the All-American defensive end, and we've yet to call his name. This offensive front, they've done a great job protecting Rittenhouse.
2nd and goal. 14th play of the drive. Rittenhouse, designed quarterback run, takes a pop and goes down. Got stopped about a yard short. Cole Taylor with some help from the safety Petrie in on the tackle.
Big time collision down there on the goal line. Tommy Rittenhouse against the former quarterback turned linebacker Cole Taylor.
Ooh, and he's hurting. You can see Rittenhouse sort of shaking out that right arm.
4 down territory for the Redbirds. Don't be surprised if they go with a hard play action here and try to pop the ball to a tight end.
Rittenhouse, play fake, throws, and it's incomplete. Flags thrown though. Sobkowitz, the intended target, and Seth Johnson again is going to be penalized for the 2nd time on this drive.
Pass interference, number 9, defense. Penalty, half the distance to the goal. Includes an automatic 1st down.
Yeah, I think this is a good call by the officials. Certainly early contact. I don't love the play call. You go hard play action, you're trying to throw a speed out to the far side of the field. Late on the throw, but he gets bailed out. A little bit of contact by Seth Johnson. Anytime you drape your arms around a receiver, easy call.
So 1st and goal, reset from inside the 1. Dawson, play fake to him and thrown off the back of the end zone, out of the end zone, incomplete.
It's good coverage by Neil Daly. Great job with his eye discipline, keeping his eyes on his man, trying to get the football to Scotty Presson. And now at this point, you've tried play action, you've tried throwing it in. I think you give it to the 220-pound back in Victor Dawson and let him pound it in.
I think Rittenhouse was saying that. It looked to me like he was a little unhappy. Dawson, give him the ball, pushing forward, and he's not going to get there. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
I'll tell you what, big number 97, Alec Eckert, and 41, Paul Brott, bowing up down on the goal line. That's a big-time stop by Montana State. But once again, on 3rd down, I expect the Redbirds to go back to Victor Dawson.
How many times can the Bobcats defense hold up? So many plays on this drive, so many plays inside the 10-yard line. 17th play of the drive coming up. 3rd and goal. Dawson again. Dawson stopped. He was stopped. Now, Redbirds are saying the extra effort got him in. Maybe the ball came out. Did the ball pop out? Touchdown! The right tackle, Logan Brassfield, ended up coming up with a ball. Crazy.
Wow. Massive collision down there on the goal line.
Ruling on the field is a fumble into the end zone, recovered by the offense. The ruling on the field is a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
Well, the strong safety 24, Coulter Petrie, who's playing for the injured Caden Dowler, comes up. Big time collision with Dawson. Boy, that looks like a fumble and a touchdown for the Redbirds.
Well, we have Matt Austin with us. Matt, what do you see?
Well, I think the officials absolutely nailed it. The ball definitely came loose before it crossed the goal line, and the offensive lineman fell on it. So what a great opportunity for Illinois State.
Yeah, what a break that is.
I mean, talk about a team. Nobody wants to give up an inch down there on the goal line. Big time collisions. The physicality that we are seeing out of the lines for both of these teams. Wow.
And the bounce of the ball, that could have been a backbreaker for the Redbirds. Instead, they're right back in the game, assuming this play is upheld, which I think it will be.
After video review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown is upheld.
And what an impressive drive by Illinois State, led by Tommy Rittenhouse. 17 plays, 85 yards. In so many ways, it just felt like it was a gotta-have-it moment for this Redbirds offense. Prior to this drive, they hadn't got a single third down conversion for the game. Some great decisions by Tommy Rittenhouse, tough running inside by Victor Dawson. And Illinois State is right back in this thing.
I tell you what, a little pressure shifts back to the favorites now, because their defense has been on the field for so much time in this game. Extra point pending here. Cosentino, kick is up, and it is good. Well, that's a drive that definitely has Illinois State back in this game. A little bit unlikely that the right tackle, Brassfield, was going to be the guy to get it in the end zone, but he was right there in the right spot. 21-14 ball game. You know, why does this Illinois State team have so much belief in themselves? How about go back a few weeks to Fargo against the #1 seed, huge favorites at the Fargo Dome. They were down 14 with 3 minutes to go. Touchdown to Sobkowitz. Forced fumble on the strip sack. 4th and goal. Rittenhouse scrambling. Finds his star receiver for the would-be game tying. Instead, no, we're going for 2, trying to win the game. They convert and steal a win against the best team in the regular season in the FCS, the #1 seed, 29-28. Part of their journey to get here, and Brock, I think it's a big reason why they just don't feel like they're out of any of these games.
That's exactly right. One of the all-time great FCS playoff upsets, without a doubt. In a game like that, the belief, the confidence that it gives your football team, you say, we can beat anybody, anywhere, anytime. And that's why the Redbirds, they haven't blinked for a half a second tonight when they've been trailing. They've been in the fight before. They are a calloused football team.
The end of the first half could have killed the spirit of some teams. Big kick return here across the 35. Nicely done by Jabez Woods. Well, that'll be good starting field position for the Montana State offense. And a little pressure on Montana State here just to keep the ball for a bit. They're being outplayed in terms of total plays run and time of possession big time.
Well, listen, Justin Lamson was very comfortable operating from the pocket in the first half. He was essentially able to do anything he wanted. His offensive line gave him plenty of time to operate. He was able to get outside the pocket a couple times, use his legs, make plays down the field. But in that opening series of the third quarter, Illinois State changed the game plan, said, hey, no more soft zone coverage. We're bringing pressures, and it affected Lamson.
On the first play of the drive, Lamson, play fake, is going to throw, and that one knocked away, incomplete. Intended for Taco Dowler. Patrick Bauer got a hand up and knocked it down. He had 1 incompletion, Brock Lamson did, in the first half. He already has 3 in the second half.
I'm telling you, he was flawless in the first half. He was comfortable. This is a great job of Bauer using every inch of his 6'3" frame to get a hand on the football. But what started that play? The Redbirds brought pressure once again. They were not doing that on 1st and 2nd down in the first half. It is affecting the Bobcat offense right now.
2nd and 10. Lamson, just a 4-man rush this time across the middle, incomplete. So here we go again. It's 3rd and 10. We didn't see any body language like that in the first half.
No, we didn't, but it's because he's starting to feel the defensive front for Illinois State. I thought Reese Edwards did an excellent job with his bull rush on 2nd down to get the offensive tackle back in Lamson's lap.
What an opportunity for the Redbirds. They're feeling it on their sideline. They got to stop. Then they went down and scored. Now it's 3rd and 10. Lamson, pressure comes. Pressure picked up. Lamson delivers, and the pass is caught by Woods. 1st down into Illinois State territory.
Well, that's a big-time throw when the Bobcats desperately needed it. Great job of Lamson working all the way through his progression. He starts on the right side of the field, comes back late down the left side to Woods. Woods does a great job settling in the zone hole, and that is a pickup Montana State needed.
On 3rd and 10, they get 20. Gonna hand the ball off here. No, Lamson faked it, keeps it. Lamson, again, just no sliding from this big quarterback who loves to run the ball inside the 30 down to the 25, gain of 18.
Well, Lamson just does this so well. His only job is to read Bauer, and as soon as he sees him kind of slow play the running back, that cues Lamson, hey, I'm going to keep the football. Well, if a defensive end is going to crash like that, you need a linebacker scraping over the top to play quarterback. Illinois State doesn't have that, and Lamson will make you pay.
I'll say the ball is actually back at the 26-yard line. Still 1st and 10, Montana State. Back-to-back big plays. This time Jones will get the ball. Jones, who's made things happen when he's touched it tonight. That's only his 5th carry of the game. He gains 4.
Well, you got to think he's battling some sort of an injury. Went out earlier in the ball game, got checked out in the injury tent, but got back out there on the field. And I think a big reason why he's only had 5 carries, and you look at Julius Davis only with 2, the other starting running back, it's because of how well Justin Lamson was throwing the football, the defense that Illinois State was presenting. But the Montana State offense is at their best when they remain balanced.
Dowler motion there. They're going to give it to Taco. Dowler cuts it. Back inside. Taco Dowler dives into the end zone. Touchdown. He's done it again. Guy is just playing like a superstar in the playoffs for the Bobcats.
There's just nothing Taco Dowler can't do with the football in his hand. Just an electric playmaker. It doesn't matter if it's returning punts or kicks, taking handoffs, catching footballs. This guy's just a playmaker.
And it was a moment ago, it was 3rd and 10, and the Redbirds were bouncing around, and then Taco gets it.
Well, it's a beautiful block by Adam Jones on the perimeter to help his teammate Dowler out. And then Dowler does the rest with some shifty moves. Bobcats by 14.
NCAA championship season continues this March. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. All the nightlife and the fun away from the field here in Nashville has been a great venue for the first time for this FCS national championship game. Some wild swings in this one. Just when Illinois State looked like they'd wrestled all the momentum and positivity in the game. Taco time. Taco Dowler with a tremendous run. His first rushing touchdown of the season. And the kick coverage excellent for the Bobcats. Chris Taylor tackle. Let's go down to the field to Stormy.
Well, Dave, I got to tell you, no one was more excited than his brother, Caden Dowler, on the sideline, going up and down, just lighting everybody up with excitement. But unfortunately, Montana State doesn't give in-game injury updates, but it looks like Caden's day is done. The Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year. He's got that right shoulder strap loosened, no helmet on the sideline, been holding his collar with that right hand to alleviate any weight of that arm. So Unfortunately, we're not going to have him back out here, it looks like, but very excited for that big play for Montana State.
He doesn't want to be a cheerleader, Stormy, but he's a really good cheerleader when he's not out there playing. Good delivery from Rittenhouse, took a big hit in the backfield, found his tight end, and Illinois State gets a first down.
That was a really nice catch over the middle by Javon Charles, the big tight end. And an even better job of Rittenhouse recognizing that he was pressured. There was a free rusher coming at him, getting that football out of his hand out to his playmaker.
He's got a bandage. He's been bloodied. He's been hit hard a couple times, including near the goal line on the last drive. Playing his final game in a great Illinois State career. Play fake. Rittenhouse throws in traffic, got the ball there. Caught by Casper, and then tackled after a gain of 4.
Dangerous throw out to the perimeter, but an excellent job of Eddie Casper to ring in that football for Rittenhouse and get some positive yards.
You get the sense Montana State starting to sniff a few of those out. They've used that style of play a few times tonight.
Well, they're doing a really good job. There's a defender accounting for the quarterback. They're also accounting for the perimeter. The cornerbacks for Montana State, they're coming up and being physical, trying to blow up those screens to the outside.
Play fake. Rittenhouse throws short to Dawson, the running back, turns it upfield. First down, Illinois State. Close to the 45, gain of 9.
Illinois State, they're not going to go away quietly. We've mentioned it multiple times throughout this broadcast. They are battle tested. They've been in situations like this. It's almost like that they feed off of being down like this, being the underdog. And Rittenhouse putting together a great start to this drive.
All the answers from Montana State, and the Redbirds just keep coming back. Seth Glatz in the backfield on 1st and 10. Rittenhouse throws it to Glatz. Short left, and just not a lot of room. In fact, he's going to lose a yard, maybe 2.
Well, that's a football that was designed to go out to the sideline. There was a lead blocker, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get out there. The football was a little bit underthrown, made the receiver come back for the ball. Otherwise, Seth Glatz would be able to get out to the perimeter, and he had a lane to go get some big-time yards.
Final minute of the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 12. Illinois State. Handoff Glatz, left side, big hole. Glatz, that's his style. Power run into Montana State territory. First down, Redbirds.
You know, I've seen this a couple times by Kenny Ida. He keeps diving inside. Well, when you do that, you don't set an edge. And this is just too easy for All-American left tackle Jake Pope. Anytime you crash inside as a defensive end, you're going to let him go down there, wash him down, and that's what allows Glatz to get out to the perimeter.
He put the hit on Petrie, not the other way around. First down, play fake. Rittenhouse, pressure, gets away. Gets away again. Now he's going to scramble. Rittenhouse dives down to the 41-yard line. Ended up getting 5 on the final play of the 3rd quarter of this FCS National Championship game. It's been a highly entertaining game and very much still in the balance. All the emotion of a title on the line. We're 15 minutes away from crowning a national champion here in Nashville.
All right, 1 quarter to go here for your group. How do you close this thing out?
Well, we got to finish on defense there, okay? We can't let Rittenhouse get out. And then offensively, the next opportunity, we got to find a way to run the ball and continue to wear them out. Takes both sides, special teams at the same time. So, like where we're at, but this is a team that come back before, so we got to finish.
Thanks, Stormy. Thanks, Brent Vigen, looking for his first national championship as a head coach. Montana State's first national championship since 1984. They're 15 minutes away, but playing a tough group to put away. Victor Dawson on 2nd down. Dawson takes a big hit, but fell forward and got enough for an Illinois State first down.
I tell you what, Victor Dawson, he has just been running with bad intentions all night long. You can see the look in his eyes. 5'11", 220 pounds. He is just so hard to get down to the ground.
Yeah, another game over 100 yards, 4th straight playoff game with 100+ yards rushing. He was not the starter for much of the year. First and 10, Illinois State inside the Bobcats 40. Early fourth quarter. Rittenhouse play fake, swings it out left side, trying to get around the corner and breaking tackles. That's Casper. We got inside the 30 down to the 29.
Rittenhouse is just seeing the field so well tonight. Anytime that extra defender for Montana State wants to get nosy and start playing the run, he flips the football out to the perimeter, really taking the best of both worlds right now.
And he's 24 of 35. He's played a heck of a championship game, just like his counterpart on the other side, Justin Lampson. 9 different receivers with a catch for the Redbirds. 2nd and 3. Handoff. Dawson stacked up this time, right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
That time Montana State brought a little cross dog pressure inside with the 2 linebackers. You're going to see Grebe and Taylor disrupting the offensive front for Illinois State, and Montana State had to do that. They had to do something to get this Redbirds offense off schedule.
3rd and 3.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory for the Redbirds. One of the more aggressive teams this year when it comes to 4th down. I expect this ball to stay on the ground.
Rittenhouse instead is going to swing it out left side. Dawson got through that first would-be tackler and gets the first down. What an effort again by Dawson.
Well, I like this play design, and it's really simple. It's just like a little basic snag concept right here, but it forces Grebe, the linebacker, to work over top the wide receiver outside Sobkowitz. That slight hesitation is all Dawson needs to pick up a first down.
And Dawson against a DB out in the open field, that's not a real fair fight. 1st and 10, Illinois State, another long drive. This is the 11th play of this drive. What was the last one? Officially 18 plays. Rittenhouse scrambling right. Rittenhouse is going to fling it away. Took a big pop. And it just took too long to get rid of the ball. Seth Johnson hit him, and Rittenhouse was slow to get up.
Well, Johnson's making Rittenhouse pay for not throwing that football away sooner. Tommy Rittenhouse, extremely tough football player, gritty kid. But I can promise you he's feeling that one.
Wow. He knew the hit was coming too. 2nd down and 10.
Talk about some guys laying it all on the line. National championship at stake. There's no tomorrow.
Just 12:18 to go. Rittenhouse throws incomplete. He had a man. Penalty flag thrown. Kind of a late flag there. Intended for Casper. I think the left tackle was in the middle of it all again.
It's going to be hands to the face by Zach Cruz.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 36. Defense. Penalty is after this to the goal and includes an automatic first down.
I'll tell you what, Zach Cruz and Jake Pope, they have had a battle out there tonight. This is good on good. I mean, you could almost call it on both of them.
Seriously. And maybe the finish to the play is what got the penalty flag against Cruz.
I mean, talk about a bailout for the Redbirds. Rittenhouse misses an open wide receiver. You have to think the hit from Johnson affected that throw. But new life for Illinois State on this drive.
It was going to be 3rd and 10. Instead, it's 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Dawson carries. Dawson lunges across the 10.
Tell you what, this is a really quick triggering defense by Montana State right now. What do I mean by that? The linebackers and safeties are flying downhill. I guarantee you, offensive coordinator Tony Peterson is seeing that, and at some point expect a hard play action here, trying to get an offensive playmaker to the 2nd or 3rd level.
Part of the field where Sobkowitz is so tough to stop. Dawson in the backfield. Play fake. No, they give it to him. Left side run, pushing. Stopped about 2 yards short. It'll be 3rd down. And there's no doubt with the score, with the game situation, where Illinois State is on the field. They are not kicking field goals.
So you have to wonder, does Tony Peterson just ground and pound with Victor Dawson trying to pick up this first down, or do you go a little bit of reverse psychology, hard play action, and try to pop a pass over the top?
Another 7+ minute drive here. 3rd and 3. Dawson in the backfield. They give it to Dawson, and I don't know. We'll see about the spot. I think he got there close. I haven't seen an indication yet. And they put the ball down. He did not get it. It's 4th down. They get the spot right.
Yes.
They did.
Yep. 4th down. You think anyone's getting the ball but Victor Dawson here?
It would take some guts to do anything else.
I wouldn't be surprised, though. Tommy Rittenhouse, he has been so good on the perimeter this season. If there's any way to get him to the outside. Looks like Brock Spack wants to think about this one and get the play right.
And you understand why, but he's unhappy. You're down 2 touchdowns. Those timeouts are precious in the 4th quarter. But this is the play of the year for the Redbirds, down by 14. 15th play of the drive coming for Illinois State, and it's the play of this national championship game. 10-17 to go, 4th and 1 Redbirds, down 2 touchdowns.
Victor Dawson, he's been grinding out the tough yards all night long. Here on 4th and 1, I don't know how you don't give it to the big tailback.
Let's see, Rittenhouse lining up. Out of the timeout on 4th and 1. Dawson shifts, they throw, end zone, caught, touchdown! Sobkowitz and his incredible playoffs continue. Another touchdown for the star wideout. It's 28-20 with an extra point coming.
That is a big league play by Tommy Rittenhouse. I don't know if you noticed pre-snap, but he went up to the line of scrimmage. That's because he was changing the play. He noticed that Montana State was in an all-out pressure, extra defenders at the line of scrimmage, changed the play and took advantage of the one-on-one matchup outside.
Extra point is up and good. The Redbirds all playoffs long, all championship game long. They will not go away.
Well, Sobkowitz has been unstoppable throughout the playoffs. Nothing different about that play. Stay with us. It's going to be a great finish.
The country, Thursday, Friday, semifinals. Meanwhile, here we got 10-13 to go in the FCS National Championship. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Buonantony, Matt Austin. What a game.
What a game is right. It really doesn't describe what we've seen. Both these teams just making play after play, and I've been so impressed with the quarterbacks. Tommy Rittenhouse, Justin Lamson. Just when you think the other team might have the edge, another quarterback makes a play, keeps his team in the ball game. Both with ice in their veins tonight.
Chance for a return for Jabez Woods, who's got a little lane. It closed up. He gets to the 26-yard line. Take a look at the Capital One Cup standings. Teams competing for a combined $500,000 in student-athlete scholarships from Capital One. You see the standings on the men's side, on the women's side. I'll point out my alma mater on both sides. Go Cardinal. Go on all season long. Meanwhile, the Montana State offense, their last 2 touchdown drives, Brock, have taken a combined 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Meanwhile, the 2 touchdown drives for Illinois State, over 15 and a half minutes. Now, their defense, Montana State's, has been on the field, it seems like this whole half. Handoff, that's Julius Davis. That's his best run of the championship game. He should be fresh. A gain of 8 on first down. This is what the Redbirds have done all playoffs. Dominated. Look at what they did in Fargo against the #1 seed. Won the time of possession by 24 minutes.
Well, that's the formula. If the opposing team has a great offense, how do you stop a great offense? You keep them on the sideline. You possess the football. You shrink the game. And that's what the Redbirds have done throughout the playoffs.
Flags thrown. If that's a false start, that would be the 5th one of the game.
False start, number 64, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
For Montana State, 5 on the Bobcats. They've had 10 penalties overall, 5 false starts, and that's another one where it's 2nd and 2, and that turns into a much different situation.
There's just no excuse for it in a game like this. The magnitude of it, 5 false starts, but give a lot of credit to the Illinois State fans making noise.
Lamson chased out of the pocket. Lamson backpedaling is going to heave it out of bounds, incomplete. So 3rd down coming up. Dexter Niekamp got the pressure on there.
What's been the difference in the second half for this Illinois State defense? They're starting to get to the passer, Justin Lamson. They're making him uncomfortable, not able to work with a clean pocket. Give the secondary credit in order to go with the ball down the field. And here's the biggest 3rd down of the ball game.
Illinois State had that chance last possession to get a stop. It was 3rd and 10. Couldn't do it. Bobcats went down and scored a touchdown. Another opportunity here. Man in motion. Pressure comes and flags thrown again. Wow. This is hard to believe.
False start, number 55, offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So keep an eye on the center, J.T. Reed, when he snaps the football in relation to when the quarterback claps his hands. Keep an eye on it. This has happened a couple times tonight. Justin Lamson is clapping his hands, but J.T. Reed can't hear it because of the noise that the Illinois State fans are making. At some point, you have to go to a true silent cadence.
3rd and 12. Redbirds might have jumped. Lamson takes a hit. Going deep, incomplete. Trying to hit Dane Steele. A big hit in the backfield on the quarterback and the running back in protection. We'll see what the penalty is.
Offside, defense, number 46. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
That's their All-American linebacker, Ty Niekamp.
And I really think it was actually on 14, Mason Kaplan. The officials getting the numbers mixed up there, but nevertheless, just a penalty that can't happen if you're Illinois State. But great job of Justin Lamson using a hard count and getting 5 yards back.
Still 3rd and 7. Pressure again. Lamson throws, ball knocked away, incomplete. Got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I tell you what, Illinois State, they have pushed all of their chips into the middle of the table defensively, playing with a double-edged sword. They are bringing all-out pressures here in the second half. Everybody is at the line of scrimmage. That's going to create a free runner on the quarterback. Lamson needs to beat him with the pass. He's not able to do it. Why is it a double-edged sword? Because if you don't get to the quarterback, your receivers outside and DBs, everyone's in a one-on-one matchup.
Punt that goes out of bounds. Not a real good punt there. Illinois State down by a touchdown is getting the ball after the first 3 and out of the game for either team with 9:02 to go. Excellent field position for the Redbirds, who've come from behind before with a national championship on the line here in Nashville. We got a 1-score game.
I want to go back to the last touchdown pass by Tommy Rittenhouse. Keep an eye. This is him up at the line of scrimmage, recognizing the all-out pressure by Montana State. Audibles, gets to a new play. He recognizes his go-to wide receiver, 6'3", going against 5'10" Seth Johnson. That's a matchup that Sobkowitz is going to win every single time outside. Very heads-up play by the senior quarterback. He has been in great command all night long.
Well, that was 4th down to get the score to 28-21. The defense just got to stop. Rittenhouse is going to dump it short to the running back Dawson, who gets 5, maybe 6 yards on 1st down. This Redbirds offense in the second half has been moving the ball up and down the field.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with the changes they made at halftime, but to me it all starts with Rittenhouse. There is so much on his plate every single play. Are we running the football? Are we passing the football? There's a big RPO scheme within this offense led by Tony Peterson, and he has made excellent decisions all night long.
Helps when you're a fifth-year senior. You've started 34 games. Dawson on second down. Gets stopped about a yard short by Cole Taylor right near midfield.
And for Montana State, it just feels like an avalanche of momentum from the Redbirds is coming at you. But here's an opportunity at midfield, 3rd and 1, to potentially force Illinois State into a big decision if they're able to force a 4th down here.
Third down, Dawson, a fake to him, throw out, right flat, caught, 1st down. That's Dylan Lord, the catch and run for a gain of 7.
Once again, another great decision by Tommy Rittenhouse. He recognizes the pressure inside. Montana State brings 2 linebackers to stop the run. So what does he do? He flips the football out to the perimeter because he knows that he has numbers out there. Advantage Redbirds, big time pickup.
Well, you have to think at some point this Bobcats defense is going to get a little worn down. They've been out on the field, seems like for the whole second half. Rittenhouse this time does give it to Dawson. Gain of 2.
Just impressed with Illinois State. They said to us in production meetings yesterday, it didn't matter which coach we were talking to, which player, they said we are comfortable being uncomfortable. They haven't led for 1 second of this game, but they will not go away.
Now look at those numbers in the second half, how lopsided the time of possession is. 17 and a half to 5+ minutes. And they're on the move again. A touchdown you would think would tie the game. Who knows? Rittenhouse throws. He's got his man open. That's Lord again. Down inside the 30, goes out of bounds right at the 26. 1st down, Illinois State.
Really good play design by Tony Peterson. Once again, he's getting a slot wide receiver matched up with an outside linebacker. Anytime this happens, this is just going to be pitch and catch like you're in the backyard for an offense. At some point in time, you would think Montana State would match the nickelback with wherever the slot wide receiver is.
10 catches for Dylan Lord in this national championship game. 1st and 10. Rittenhouse in the pocket, swings it out left side, incomplete. Carson Williams got the hit on Winker's right, and maybe better for the Redbirds that he didn't catch it. 6:05 to go. Montana State fans were feeling real confident around halftime. Not anymore. Right with the carry, left side, and just not a lot of room there. Gain of a yard or so to set up 3rd down.
Good play by Alec Eckert inside. Big number 97 and 36, Zach Cruz, winning their one-on-one matchups inside. You have to wonder if you're Brock Spack, is this 4-down territory, or if you don't pick it up, are you willing to take a field goal here, trust your defense to get a stop? I think you'll tell a lot by this play. If Illinois State keeps the ball on the ground, expect it to be 4-down territory.
Not Dawson. Winker's right again in the backfield alongside the senior quarterback. Play clock winding down. They get it snapped. Pressure comes. The pass is caught. And again, it's Lord. Still on his feet. Inside the 5. Lord! Touchdown! What an effort by Dylan Lord, who's having a huge game. 11 catches and his first touchdown. And the Redbirds are not going to go for 2 with 5:10 left. They're going to kick it to try to tie the game. Michael Cosentino, this is only his 2nd game as the place kicker. And he gets it up and through.
Dylan Lord, what an unbelievable individual effort. Just a redshirt freshman, former walk-on, earned a scholarship, sits down in the hole in the zone defense, and then he just makes the entire defense miss. Just an unbelievable individual effort. We talked to the coaching staff about him yesterday. We said, what makes him so special? And without hesitation, they said it's his work ethic. You saw it on full display there. That was just a player that was not going to be denied.
Well, what else do you want? A national championship game tonight, and with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go, we are tied at 28. Dylan Lord, career highs in catches, yards, a spectacular touchdown to tie it in the fourth quarter. Reminiscent really of the effort from the Montana State receiver Dane Steele at the end of the first half.
It's just an all-time game for Dylan Lord. Like I said, a redshirt freshman, but give Tommy Rittenhouse a lot of credit too. Montana State, they're putting so much attention on Daniel Sobkowitz that's what's allowing Dylan Lord to take advantage of some open holes, some open spaces.
Kickoff, returnable, a broken tackle, and outside the 25-yard line. So this Bobcats offense comes back on the field, Brock, and I mean, look, the change that Illinois State has made on defense has totally flipped this game.
Well, that's the theme of the second half, and right now Montana State, they don't have great answers for the pressure packages that Illinois State's putting together. So if you're Montana State and you want to find some success on this drive, what's your answer for pressure? Got to get the football to Lampson's hands.
I mean, you got to give the Redbirds a lot of credit, because they could not stop the Montana State offense for a good chunk of this game. And now they have found a formula. Can the Bobcats answer with a championship on the line? Lampson looked like a designed quarterback run, and he's stuffed. Right up the middle. Maybe got a yard. Niekamp led the way. Second down coming up. You wouldn't be surprised if Brent Vegan wanted to try to run the ball a little bit and just stay on the field for a few plays.
Yeah, he's just trying to break the momentum of the Illinois State defense right now. He's just trying to get this offense back on track.
Did they move again? They did. I can't remember anything like this.
Ball start, number 55, offense.
It's the center again.
I mean, I just think we see this way too often in college football. You have teams playing in tough environments where it's loud, and the cadence is all on a quarterback's clap. Well, when it gets too loud on the field, the offensive line can't hear that clap. You look at NFL teams and what they do, a lot of it's a leg raised by the quarterback. And right now, the Illinois State fans, they are making a big difference in this football game, and they have all night.
7 false starts. Swing it out to Taco Dowler. Taco, this time is gang tackled. Had nowhere to go. Got a yard, maybe. 3rd and long coming up.
Boy, if you're Montana State, you want to get this call in as quickly as you can. Because if you're not able to pick up a first down, you still have 3 timeouts, so you can punt this football deep. Unless you pick up some positive yards here to where it's a 4th and manageable situation.
What a flip in this game. Tied up, under 4 to go. 3rd and 13. Redbirds defense has brought pressure all half. Are they going to do it again? Just a 4-man rush. Lampson in the pocket, throws over the top, and almost intercepted. Almost picked off by Shadwell Kuba. Incomplete. 4th down and long. And Illinois State is going to get the ball back with 3:18 to go.
That was a really good job of defensive coordinator Travis Niekamp baiting Lampson into this throw. Initially, Illinois State showed an all-out pressure once again, but at the snap of the football, they changed the pitcher. They rock back to a zone coverage, and Kuba almost makes the game-changing play.
Froker last time really did not have a good punt. Another false start, this time on the punt team.
Ball start, number 3, offense. 5-yard penalty.
Can you remember a game with 8 false starts?
Never seen anything like it. And that's not how a Brent Vegan football team plays. They pride themselves on being disciplined and doing the little things right. But that has not been the case when it comes to getting the football snapped.
So now Froker standing at the 5-yard line. Not pressured, and a much better punt is sending Casper back all the way to the 35. Is going to turn it upfield. Good coverage there. So that was excellent special teams execution by the Bobcats. Tie game, 3:09 to go. The senior quarterback, one of the great players in the history of Illinois State, is, well, we won't calculate field goal yardage, but what's at stake? The first national championship in the history of the Redbirds program.
And don't you feel that they're just a team of destiny, setting an FCS playoff record, winning 4 consecutive games on the road to get here to Nashville tonight? The improbable win over North Dakota State, the #1 team in the bracket. And here we go with 3:09 to play.
How much gas is in the tank for the Bobcats defense? Well, on that play they had some. Hand off to Dawson, tackled by Eckert for a short gain.
I'll tell you what, Eckert's played a really good game inside for the Bobcats. Kind of that anchor in the middle, just a farm-strong kid out of Lewiston, Idaho.
2nd and 7. Clock continues to roll. Under 3 minutes to go. Dylan Lord switched sides of the formation. He's had the big night as the young receiver for the Redbirds. Rittenhouse back to pass. Plenty of time. Across the middle, there's Lord again. Another missed tackle inside the 30.
Excellent play design. The linebackers for Montana State do not carry him up the middle of the field. Somebody has to take him. You can't give a wide receiver like this free access against split safeties. Too easy for Illinois State.
They spot it back at the 30-yard line, but still 33 yards through the air. 2-minute timeout. And the Redbirds are oh so close to their first national championship. Wasn't looking all that likely after Dane Steele and Taco Dowler did their spectacular stuff. But in the 4th quarter, Illinois State's been in charge and on the move again. Game, if you're just tuning in, you have missed some unbelievable individual plays. Dane Steele and Montana State at the end of the first half. An all-time great effort to get into the end zone. Bobcats were in control. Taco Dowler made it a 2-score game again, 28-14 in the 3rd quarter. Montana State really felt in charge. Illinois State's been behind the whole game. But Sobkowitz with another touchdown catch. Then the freshman Dylan Lord weaving his way through the Montana State secondary to score, to tie the game. The defense got a stop. Illinois State has the ball back out of the 2-minute timeout. And already in borderline field goal range, shaky field goal unit for Illinois State this year. They do not want to leave it on the kicking game. 2 minutes to go, 3 timeouts for the Bobcats, 2 for the Redbirds. And Tommy Rittenhouse in the shotgun is going to hand it off straight ahead. Dawson powering forward, and he gets 4 on first down, and they'll stop the clock. Montana State is going to burn one of those timeouts.
Timeout, Montana State.
So timeout for Brent Vegan and the Bobcats. Let's go down on the field to Stormy.
Well, Dave, for Tommy Rittenhouse, in addition to managing the emotions and pressure of this moment, he's also a diabetic and managing his blood sugar on the sideline. Right before he came out for this drive, he checked his blood sugar, injected his left arm with insulin, and then came right out onto the field and has been going strike after strike. So impressed with what he's been able to do here.
Talk about the ultimate warrior. There's just nothing that phases Tommy Rittenhouse. The playoff run he's gone on, the senior year, setting records for touchdown passes, passing yards. This kid is just a ball player, and he is a ton of fun to watch.
Well, we were teasing him yesterday. He's got the playoff beard going hockey style. He's got the hair he hasn't cut all month. 1:54 to go. Montana State uses one of those timeouts. 2nd and 6 here. Rittenhouse. Again, another handoff. Dawson runs right into the line, got a yard. Second timeout for Montana State.
Timeout. Timeout, Montana State. Second charge.
So another timeout, 1:50 still on the clock. By the way, when we're done, coming up on SportsCenter, Nicole Briscoe, Michael Eaves getting ready. Analysis of both CFP semifinal games, obviously at the FBS level. Miami, Ole Miss, and Indiana, Oregon. Adam Schefter joining the show to talk about all the news in the NFL. Big trade possibly brewing in the NBA. All that and much more when we're done here. 1:50 to play in this FCS National Championship game. There's the brand new kicker. I mean, it's hard to believe that it could come down to Michael Cosentino. He was not the kicker until the semifinals.
Yeah, and they're really not in his field goal range yet. Talking with Brock Spack yesterday, he said we feel good about him 40 and in. In order to get there, you need to get inside the 22-yard line. This is a massive third down.
I don't think they would kick it from here. Rittenhouse will keep it. Rittenhouse sort of stumbled. Rittenhouse dives ahead, and he's short by a yard. It's fourth down, and I can't imagine that Illinois State, even at the 20-yard line, is going to kick. They're going to go for it.
Unbelievable. Just a college kicker situation. I think Illinois State, they're going to run some clock off. They're going to end up taking a timeout just to give themselves some extra time to think about how they want to go about this.
Cosentino's getting loose. I think you're exactly right. Play clock winding down. They have 2 timeouts, so Brock Spack is going to use one of those 2 here.
Illinois State.
I don't think he's getting ready to kick the ball, though.
Well, listen, I understand you're not comfortable with your kicking situation, but how could you not take this opportunity with 1:03 to go in the national title to go up by 3 points? At the end of the day, you were in Cosentino's field goal range. If you roll the dice and go for it on 4th down and you don't pick it up, I don't know how you live with that one. So I would expect to see the field goal unit come out here on 4th and 1.
It would be about a 38-yarder. And we asked Brock Spack, okay, you made this switch to this kicker, Michael Cosentino, transfer from Elon. And what's his range? He said 40.
Cosentino, he did a great job in the semifinal against Villanova. It was his first career start. He went 3 for 3. But here we go, the biggest kick of his life.
To put his team ahead in a national championship game with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. His second career start at Illinois State. Snap, hold, kick is blocked. It's on the turf. It's scooped up and returned back to the 45 of Illinois State. Seth Johnson comes up with the ball.
McMillan with the block. What a play by Montana State, just coming free off the edge, end man on the line of scrimmage for Illinois State. Barely gets a hand on him.
And there's an injured player down. The Redbirds decide to kick, and it backfires.
Unbelievable. Top of your screen.
Wow. He flew around the corner. What an effort by McMillan, and Johnson scooped it and kept running. It was not a great snap, but I don't think that was the ultimate factor in that play. They've had 6 kicks blocked this year, and for the head coach, I'm sure he just cannot believe it. No, as much as it's happened this year,
nobody can believe it. Unbelievable effort by Chase McMillan.
So now all Rittenhouse can do, and you can read his lips, go for it. He did not want to kick. Now Lampson and the Montana State offense. The throw. Taco Dowler catches. Darts his way to the outside. I say Dowler. That was Dane Steele with a good move. And Montana State trying to play with some urgency here. They only have the one timeout. And they're headed towards field goal range.
And Montana State, they're in Sandsted's field goal range here, especially with the wind at their back.
36 seconds to go. Lampson can't take a sack, but he does. They might be out of field goal range. Now a timeout. Montana State has to use their last timeout to stop the clock.
Timeout. Montana State.
That's the one thing that can happen.
Cardinals sin for a quarterback in a 2-minute drill, and especially when you're in field goal range. Miles Sandstead has a big leg. You get inside the 40-yard line, especially with the wind at your back. He's going to have an opportunity to go win the game. That's just a football that Justin Lampson has to get rid of. You can't take a sack in that situation.
I mean, it's two things, right? Number one, every yard is precious when you're talking about your field goal kicker potentially trying to win a national championship. Number two, you have to use that last timeout. Now you have none. So if you don't get it on third down here, you got to have a nice clean operation, be ready to go if you're going to kick.
That's correct, but there is plenty of time. With 28 seconds, this ball does not have to go past the line to gain. If Montana State comes up short, but they're in field goal range inside the 40, they have time to run Sandstead out there for a kick.
Third down and 9. Out of the timeout.
Illinois State showing an all-out pressure.
They step in and Lampson wasn't ready. Scoops it up and goes down.
Illinois State needs to take a timeout.
I think they just did. I mean, Brent Vegan, the center can't get the ball snapped in this game.
Just unbelievable. I mean, this has been going on all night long. JT Reed cannot hear the clap of his quarterback. The Illinois State fans are doing a tremendous job affecting this football game. I am just shocked that Montana State has not made an adjustment to go to a true silent cadence.
And you think back to the last two plays, if all the Bobcats had done is just go under center and hand the ball off.
Correct.
They'd be lining up to try to win the game on a long field goal. Instead, they're going to have to punt on 4th and 28.
You know, I understand why you wouldn't just run the football if you're Montana State. It was going to be a long field goal for Sandstead. You want to try to make it more makeable. And you have a lot of trust in your quarterback, but he makes a critical error. Then your center can't hear the clap, and here you go, punting the football back to Illinois State.
And everybody on Montana State side is going to have to gain some composure here. This game is still likely now to go to overtime with a championship on the line. Froker, the punter. A lot of pressure on him for a clean catch. And get the punt off with 21 seconds to go. Montana State kind of changing the protection. What a turn of events. Back and forth. Froker will get the ball punted. High booming kick taken inside the 15, and great coverage, which probably guarantees now that this game's going to go to overtime. Illinois State, without a timeout, is inside their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Illinois State runs a play here. You don't want to give Montana State a chance to get this football back, make a crazy play. If you do call a play, we've all seen it ran at the NFL level, the college level, high school a lot recently. It's kind of that hook and ladder. You try to hit the deep in cut from an outside receiver, and then he pitches it to the receiver running across the field, try to gain some leverage on the defense. We'll see if Illinois State is willing to push this football down the field, or if they're content with taking this thing to overtime.
Well, they have a spread formation here, but Dawson in the backfield alongside Rittenhouse, and they'll hand the ball off to the running back. And you do risk
I don't get that. I don't get it.
That, to me, is not worth the risk. If you're going to do that, just take a knee. He's not going 90 yards.
I won a football game against the Chiefs because of that. They didn't take a knee. They fumbled. We score. The rest is history.
National championship game and going to overtime. How does that sound?
What else could you ask for here for the national title?
Just craziness on both sides at the end of the game. And the end result, At the finish of regulation, Montana State 28, Illinois State 28, going to overtime next.
Overtime, presented by Cheez-It.
It's crunch time. In the first overtime, each team gets a possession starting at the opponent's 25-yard line. If it goes to a second overtime, teams again start at the 25-yard line, but must attempt a two-point conversion after a touchdown with no extra points allowed. From the third overtime on, teams alternate two-point conversion attempts from the 3-yard line until the game is decided.
All right, so the overtime rules you're familiar with if you're an FBS fan. National championship game in the FCS, and they get ready for the coin flip at midfield, which is important.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Have a tie ball game at the end of regulation. Illinois State choosing the coin toss. Again, heads and a tails. What's your call? Tails. Tails is the call.
Tails.
It's a heads.
So Montana State wins the toss, and presumably they'll play defense first. It gives you an advantage. You know what you have to do when you get the ball on offense.
Montana State will be defending the north end. Good luck.
So that's exactly what will happen. I mean, it's amazing, Brock. They've been playing this FCS championship game since 1978. This is the first one that's gone to overtime.
What a battle we have witnessed here tonight. You have the Redbirds, the team of destiny, Montana State, one of the powers in the FCS. Let's go back to some of these key plays. That block kick. Just when you think Illinois State might go up by 3, McMillan with a tremendous effort. Thought it was a good job by the holder. Somewhat of a bad snap, got the ball down. Then you get the missed snap by Montana State, sends them backwards. They've had issues snapping the football all night long. And here we go.
That was just the last half a minute of the game. So here we go in overtime with a national championship on the line. And the Illinois State offense, which has really controlled the game since halftime, starts off with the ball at the 25. Rittenhouse, empty backfield. Plenty of time across the middle. Pass delivered. That's Sobkowitz, his star wideout inside the 10 right away.
Well, this is just pitch and catch in the backyard for your go-to wide receiver. You're going to see the linebacker grab onto the flat route, and that's what allows Sobkowitz to be wide open to the middle of the field. Great spacing by the Illinois State wide receivers.
Can the Bobcats somehow force another field goal try? There's a question whether Illinois State would even try another one at this point. Kicking game, obviously a factor in overtime. First and goal. Play fake. Lord, another catch. Lord breaks a tackle. Touchdown. "13 catches, 161 yards, and now 2 monster touchdowns for Dylan Lord in a championship game. With the extra point coming after the last field goal was blocked. This is obviously crucial. And not a great snap, and this one's blocked. Montana State. A penalty flag thrown as they tried to return it. Oh my goodness. Another block kick. Illinois State can't execute a kick. And it's silent right now with penalty flags thrown on the return of the block kick. This officiating crew earned its way to a championship game with great work all year. They've been busy.
Personal foul, face mask, number 41, Illinois State. By rule, the penalty is declined. Montana State will not do their possession in the first overtime.
Yeah, the penalty ends up really not mattering at all. What does matter is the operation on the point after and another block.
Well, it's because the holder, Hayden Futch, he drops the snap initially. And at that point, if you're Futch, you just do anything to get the defender on the ground. You don't want to give up points. Going back to the touchdown to Dylan Lord, what a great individual effort. And I mean, what an all-time great game for the redshirt freshman out of Chandler, Arizona. I mean, this guy has put on a performance since the get-go. Would not be denied. Makes Cole Taylor miss at the line of scrimmage and then finds pay dirt.
So now the Redbirds defense, which has dominated in the fourth quarter, in overtime. Lamson hands it off. Davis straight ahead. Power running for him. Down inside the 15-yard line. First down, Montana State. He gains 11. We haven't seen a whole lot from Julius Davis. The one positive, he's very fresh.
Yes, he is. A lot of fresh legs in the backfield for Montana State, whether it's Justin Lamson, Adam Jones, or Julius Davis. Truly a three-headed monster, but credit Illinois State's defense tonight, holding Montana State under 100 rushing yards for the game.
Well, they got to keep him out of the end zone. Hand off Davis, trying to turn the corner. Davis took a hit, got down to the 10. The missed extra point means if Montana State gets in, they're an extra point away from a national championship.
And both these teams just gassed right now. These defenses have been on the field all night long. You're starting to see the offensive line wearing down the defensive front for Illinois State. Big front for the Bobcats. And you can see what the game plan is here. Justin Lamson, he's had a tough second half. I think the Bobcats are keeping the football on the ground.
2nd and 6. Davis, no. Flags thrown. Another false start.
False start, number 72, offense, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That is the 9th false start penalty of the game.
It's going to be right there, your left tackle, Braden Zimmer. I don't know if I necessarily saw a false start there.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it'd be a phantom call.
So instead of 2nd and medium, it's 2nd and 11. Now they know it's 4-down territory, so you got 3 plays to get 11 yards. Adam Jones back in. Lamson is going to swing it out to Jones. One-on-one, and the tackle made on the outside. Good tackle by Kuba to keep that a very short game.
If you're Justin Lamson here, you got to take a big, deep breath. You got to slow that heart rate. You had a fantastic first half. You were nearly perfect, only 1 incompletion. It's been a tough go in the second half, but your team needs you in a big way here. You've had an excellent season. Take a deep breath. Trust the timing of your feet, because you know the Redbirds are coming after you.
3rd and 10. Pressure comes. Lamson throws, and it's dropped. Incomplete. Woods maybe a little behind, but he had a chance to catch it. Kuba was there again. Now it's 4th down.
Jabez Woods, who's made some really nice plays tonight for the Bobcats. This is just a flat-out drop. This is a play that he needs to make for his quarterback. I understand it's on your back shoulder, but blitz 0, the house is burning down. Lamson puts it on your shoulder. You got to reel that one in.
So it comes down to this. It's 4th and 10. Montana State has to have it. Otherwise, Illinois State is the FCS national champion.
Well, and here's the real question. How does Illinois State's defense want to play it? First half, they played some soft zone coverage. They gave up some throws. Lamson had himself a half. Then they started dialing up the pressures, and specifically all-out pressure, blitz 0. But with 4th and 10, you got some space here. I don't know if you bring that all-out pressure. I think you need to try to keep the Bobcats offense in front of you.
12 of 13 for Lamson in the first half. 5 of 13 since the first half. The national championship on the line in overtime. 4th and 10. Bobcats down 6. Here we go.
Taco Dowler, he's going to be in the slot at the bottom of your screen.
Timeout.
Now timeout, Redbirds. So their defense takes a look at how Montana State lines up. And Brock Spack, 1 play away from his school's, his program's first national championship, uses that timeout.
I think that's a good decision. Here's the chess match. You want to kind of get an idea how Montana State wants to play it, what personnel grouping, what formation. Now you can get your defense together, give them some last-minute tips and clues. We'll see here. If I'm defensive coordinator Travis Niekamp, I understand the all-out pressure's worked, but it's 4th and 10. I want to show pressure and simulate that and then drop out to the sticks and keep this offense in front of me.
Bobcats can get a first down inside the 5. Showing pressure on 4th down in overtime. They bring pressure. Lampson throws. End zone. Caught! Touchdown! Taco Dollar! And a kick away from a championship. They brought the pressure, and Lampson and Taco Dollar burned the Redbirds.
And that's why you don't bring the pressure. Just too easy. Soft coverage, one-on-one matchup outside.
Here we go. Miles Sandstead. Snap, hold, kick, up, good! For a national championship! In overtime! The second one in program history. The first one since 1984. Heartbreak for Illinois State. An all-time great championship game. And it ends with a point after in overtime.
I can't believe what we just witnessed. What an all-time great football game. I don't care what level, pro football, college football. That was unbelievable what we just witnessed.
I don't know if Brent Vegan has any words, but he's down there in the middle of it with Stormy.
You knew that Illinois State wasn't going away. You said how dangerous they would be. What did it take to hang on and win this football game?
Well, when things aren't going your way, you got to play the next play. You got to believe. I don't think our guys ever lost belief. That wasn't maybe how we had scripted it, but we found a way. And that's been the nature of this team all year. Couldn't be more proud of them. Plenty of things to fix, but we'll figure that out on the other side.
In overtime, who else but Justin Lampson to Taco Dollar? What can you say about those two stepping up when you needed it?
Well, players need to win games. And you know, as a quarterback, Justin did all the things, and Taco's a electric player, and for Coach Sturbick to put him in that trust, for Justin to put it in that, you know, that's storybook, man. That is storybook. And again, couldn't be more proud of just how this team just kept fighting, and hardly can believe we found a way.
You've been close, and the last 2 years in particular, your season ended in heartbreak. Can you put into words what this means to win the first title for Montana State since the 80s?
Well, Bobcats from all the generations are a part of this. You know, the teams that have preceded have built us to this point, and, you know, this group wanted to finish out for all of them. So it's amazing. This crowd is amazing. All us Bobcats are champions.
Congratulations. Enjoy this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, great job, Stormy. And for Brent Vegan, Brock, I mean, you grew up in the state of Montana. You know what this means to all those former players, everybody who's been a part of that program and built it to this point. They break through, and a play that'll be remembered forever. So many in this national championship run for the Bobcats. Who else but Taco Dollar?
Yeah, and how about the resiliency of Justin Lampson? Nothing went right for him in the second half, but he recognized the all-out pressure by Illinois State. He found his go-to guy in Taco Dollar, and Dollar's being covered by a safety in off coverage. I mean, this is just pitch and catch in the backyard, and that's the double-edged sword. If you bring in all-out pressure, you're going to leave your defensive backs on an island, and that's Cam Wilson one-on-one with Taco Dollar. And if you don't get to the quarterback with the pressure, I mean, that's just a really tough spot to be in for a defensive back. And Taco Dollar and Justin Lampson come up big in the biggest moment in probably 40 years for Montana State football program.
You understand just the total heartbreak for Tommy Rittenhouse, who just laid it all on the line in this game. The winning quarterback, a much different feeling for him. Justin Lampson down with Stormy.
Thank you, Dave. And yeah, I can see the emotion in your eyes. What are you feeling right now?
I'm just like, I don't know. I never really I always dreamt of being in this position, but now that I'm in it, I'm just trying to like take it all in. Like, this is great. It doesn't feel real. You know, we made a lot of sacrifices to be here, so I'm so happy that we won this, and you know, we deserve it. So.
When the second half wasn't going your way, what was the conversation on the sideline and on the huddle to make that happen late for you guys?
Honestly, I really think it came from our coaches. They were the ones that were pushing us to get together and meet up and talk and get things on the right page. You know, I thought our offense as a whole did a good job, you know, executing right there. And that's not easy to do, so I'm so happy that we won that.
You talked to us yesterday about the team meeting that you guys had after starting the season 0-2 and coming together and looking yourself in the mirror to say what you needed to do to get to this point. How special is this group that you accomplished the goal you set out for?
It's so crazy. I mean, it takes an army. It takes all of Bozeman. We're bringing a national championship back to Bozeman. Everybody deserves that, but it's the leadership. It's Coach Vegan. He's a great man, and all the leaders like Paul Brott and guys that, you know, just put their heart and soul into this program, and people that came before us. So thankful.
Enjoy this. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, great words from Justin Lamson. Great work from Stormy down there in the middle of it all, and truly an effort that built 5 years under Brent Vegan. Close calls last year, especially in this national championship game, and tonight's the night in about as unlikely a way as you could dream it up that they break through.
Well, listen, since Brent Vegan arrived in Bozeman, you just felt like this was a program inching closer and closer to finally capturing that national title. You mentioned it, his third appearance in 5 seasons. But you have to remember, there's only 9 seniors on this Montana State team. They might just be back here next year.
Tears on the Illinois State side, oh so close. Their magical run comes to an end. It's taco time here in Nashville, back in Bozeman, Montana. The Bobcats are national champions at the FCS level. What a game in overtime, 35-34 for our producer, Scott Epstein, our director, Tyler Honeycutt, our incredible crew. For Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bonatoni, Dave Fleming saying so long from Nashville.